kids, Mark Miller here. Roy's with me on the line. How you doing, Roy?
I'm doing fine, my friend. How are you?
I'm pretty good. Fred's with us as well. Fred, you good?
Hey, Fred.
Fred says he's okay. He's good. All right, fine. Well, let's get right into it. I'm actually in the process of checking in code from yesterday. Didn't finish that. Didn't do that yet. So I'm just going to kind of run through that and do that. We added warning validations yesterday. I'll show you what those look like. I'm going to go into Miles. I'm just on the Stream Deck here. I'll bring up the Stream Deck, show you what. So you can kind of see the buttons I'm seeing as I go through it. So go into Miles, go into his spells, go into Enhance Ability right up there. Let's pick it and let's cast the spell. Let's pick Bull Strength and cast the spell. So we saw that already. That indicates that we need to select targets. We'll go into the targets. I'm going to select one target, Lady, right there. I'll go back in one more time. I'm going to cast at level 4. So right there, we'll do that. And you can see actually it's already selected for level 4 for Bull Strength. You can see up there at the top the red bolded word, 3 that's underlined there. You touch up to 3 creatures. We've only got 1 selected here. And so now when we go to cast the spell, we'll do it once. Select more targets. And if I hit it immediately, again, the same button within 10 seconds, like I do it right now, I think it's enough time and it'll do it. So I can blast through it as a Dungeon Master just by, saying I keep wanting to go in this direction even though you're giving me a warning. So I can do that. Or I can go select more targets and cast it again. Okay?
Cool.
All right. So that's what we did. Let's turn off Lady's targeting. Let's go into break concentration for enhance ability. So not bad in terms of what we did yesterday. So we added the warning validations, and I think that's pretty good. I think the overall look at that is pretty good, and it's effective. We need to do more in terms of using these right now. I think I've only got them set up in enhance ability. I do want to point this out though, and I don't think you were there for this when we made this change.
Okay.
I had gone forward and decided to do it one way, and then realized it wasn't feeling right and backed out, went backwards and changed it. And so you're looking at the change, and I think you were not here for that moment when I said, let's back out of this.
Don't remember that now.
Okay, so what we have here is, this is what the new validation code looks like. So I've got, each spell has got an on validate event where I can add code to it. Here we're calling select target. We're passing in false to it. How do I get the tooltip up for this? Do I have tooltips for these? I think I do. What do I have to do? Select target. Interesting. I'm not getting tooltips. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm just remembering that I had tooltips, but I really don't. No, wait. No, I did. Hold on. So here I have it. Look at this. So that's the text to send to the DM. Get out here. That one's not showing. I think I've broken something in tooltips.
Maybe.
Text to send to the DM.
Something came up a moment ago about float text.
Yeah, float text is out in the end here, right here. That's the float text. But I don't see it coming up right now. And we should, from here to here, we should see it. I'm not sure why that's the case. Here, there's one. There's another one. Why not there? All right. Yeah, it's a little disheartening. I don't really want to. That's not how I want to spend my time today, although it did say bug hunting in the show's description. Okay, at any rate, this false, this for the select target, is basically says don't show the UI. All this says is basically, this is the same as get the target. It's the same as calling like a get selected target. I get the target count by calling get count on it. So I added a new function called get count, and we can pass things to it, and it'll count those things up and tell us what they are. Right now it only works for target, but presumably in the future we'll change that. And then before we had this, we just had 3 lines of code that were simply, assert. It was essentially like the equivalent of like a unit test case. Assert true, kinds of things. But that was problematic with regards to validation, because one of my validations here is, hey, is if your targets are fewer than the amount of ammo you've got available, the amount of targets you have available, then it says more targets. You want to select more, but that's also true if target count is 0. And so what I did by changing the code and by backing out and restructuring the code here became more logical. So now I have a check to see if target count is 0, in which case I've got a validation failed call. Else if, another check. Else if, another check. So now I've got mutually exclusive checks, whereas before I was just running 1, 2, 3.
Well, with a count of 0, it's definitely wrong. This is not intentional. You don't ever target no one with a spell. But if you're targeting maybe 1 or 2 and you have the capacity to do more, there's the good excuse to ask and not just assume that it is wrong.
Yeah, and so I've got a single validation failed call. I've got 3 parameters. A message for the DM is the first parameter. A floating message over the player is another one, and then the word warn or stop.
Okay.
So if it's stop, it'll stop the spell and the spell will not be cast. If it's warn, it'll stop the spell and the spell will not be cast unless this is the second time in a 10-second span that you're trying to get through, in which case you'll break through all the warnings. Okay? Pretty sure. So that's what we did yesterday, and I think that's all we did. Added warning validations, add warning validation UI. So it's pretty effective, I think. Let me just run through everything here. Validation event args. Yeah, we fixed a dispel bug with concentration.
We fix where those targets are being placed when you change the widths of character nameplates when you move in and out of combat and various other things, similar things.
Right. We did that too. Concentrated spells and fixed player targeting with dynamic width nameplates. I'm pretty sure that's it. That's all we did. Oh, we did this cool thing. This was your suggestion, right? Where we created the operator double equals overload there, so we could check to see if they were equal or not. And that fixed that other issue with regards to casted spells being a reference to an existing one or a brand new one. They still were able to find a match to them, which was useful there.
Cool.
And we did the debugger display stuff. Remember that? That was a great suggestion. That /NQ or the comma NQ for no quotes. That worked pretty well. I also did this. This was super cool. It was just a cleanup kind of thing. But in our dice layer.ts file, that's a wrapper around a dice.js file, which is what we're using to roll the dice. The problem is to make this work, we decided to attach our own properties to this die object. But I didn't want to touch the original code because I didn't understand it fully. It was kind of a little scary. Looked like a high-risk
It also means that when
maneuver.
you come back to it later, you can distinguish between the code that was already in there and the stuff that you added to some extent. And it's nice because if you can come back to the stuff that you know you've added, then make modifications to that or remove it without causing any big issues to the underlying functionality.
Right. Also useful if the original author updates their code and our code just works on it. So I basically use the attach property capability of JavaScript to attach any property I want to it. Well, I came up with this idea. Actually, I thought of this a couple days ago, but I did it yesterday, where I just create an interface. So instead of now having that die be of type any, it's now type of the interface. And the interface has all the properties I've added, plus any properties or methods I modify or call from within my dice layer or my dice roller. And so as a result, now I've got this die right here. Maybe I didn't name that as well as I should, but here it is right here. Here's the interface. And so you can kind of see what's going on there. And so some of these are like values. That is coming right from the original, but most of these are my own stuff, including attached labels. So that's what's going on there. So I'm going to add this here. Added the die interface. Yeah, I'm going to say it out loud. It doesn't sound so good. To dice roller.
This is very similar to the d.ts structure. You can go out when you're doing things in web pages and stuff, and you say to yourself, I need to use some jQuery or whatever because a popular package maybe. You can go and get the predefined interface in TypeScript for a thing that was only itself ever written in JavaScript. There's a lot of those available for this kind of stuff, and you can just pull them into your own project, and you can treat that external JavaScript as if it was TypeScript because the types get defined and just made. As long as it's done in a compatible way, it's really useful.
Cool. And then we added get count and validation failed functions, scripting functions. So in general, it's a lot of good is kind of where we are with regards to all of this. So let's push that in right now. So I got a lot of small bugs that I've got kind of written down that I want to look at, but I also kind of want to, I wanted to also do some UI design. And I'll tell you right now, I'm like, let me take a screenshot of the current stream here. Let's open up. I'm just going to rough this out right now, and I'll kind of give you a sense of what I'm talking about in terms of what I want to do. So there's a screenshot. We can crop this right now and get this more closer down to what we want here to play with. I just want to get kind of a background here to kind of show you where I'm headed with regards to this next kind of UI. The next piece that I want to work on is showing conditions. Conditions are things like in D&D, they're things like you're unconscious or you've been knocked prone, that sort of thing. So we got to figure out where we're going to put these. I really want to talk to the PowerPoint team and tell them how to fix this. This drives me crazy that I have to do this in 2 steps. My mouse is here. I want to zoom in on this part, and it's like, no, over here. I can fit. You want to know I can? The workaround for this weird UI is I can drop something small where I want to be, and now I can zoom in on it like that.
Oh, right.
So anyway, all right. So I want to show conditions, and just to give you a sense of what they are, let's go grab a instance here, and let's go D&D 5e conditions. There you go. Look for images. Are there any good ones out here? I haven't seen really any good ones. There are some that have some good ones in them. Like I like this style right here.
Yeah.
This style is very reminiscent of the kind of style, icons you would see on wood carvings, right?
Yes.
So you've got generally very thick lines, that sort of thing. So I like this style, but they're just kind of all thrown out here. And when you start looking, well, wait, where's blinded? You're like, oh, wait, there's actually is no blinded. So there's a good style here. It's not bad. Over here, okay, we got some stuff. There's a mix of stuff going on here, right? I really like the poisoned. I think poisoned is great here. This icon is not bad. Blinded is a little bit like, wait, I'm what? Like, I'm not sure what's going on there.
Very sleepy.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what's going on there. Restrained is not bad, but there's a ton of detail. It's a really thin, line detail here, which is different from that other one we were looking at. What it was, this one, right? This is like feels better to me. We've
got consistent levels of detail in this.
Yeah.
They, as you see, they're kind of a similar kind, similar pack.
They do allow points to be there, right? So you can do sharp objects, but in general, all the points move into thick lines that can be seen. So it works. So I'm okay with that. So that's one of the issues. So one of the issues is trying to find some icons that'll actually work well for these because I want to, you know, everything's got to look good. Everything's got to, the UI's got to be in that style we're going for, which is that kind of medieval style. So that means we can't do like, you know, color icons. That's not going to work at all. Also, color icons are a little weird anyway. I would, although, you know, I can read these, right? There's, looks like haste. I can go faster. That looks like, no, I can't hear maybe. Yeah, I don't know. This I thought was a little bit cute because it was all in the style of the skull, but I don't know.
See, that's an interesting set. I'd almost want to color the things that weren't the skull.
Yeah.
I can see them almost being animated things that sort of augment a skull that might always be there.
Yeah,
you could almost say.
You know what? I like that. It's really not. What is this? Is this something I can buy or get? What do we have here? What is it? Where am I going to go to get you? Not anywhere easy, it looks like. Okay. All right. And we're just gone. It's not in here, it seems. All right. They're not bad. At first I didn't like when I was looking at them because, you know, they're not bad because they have, there's a style that's similar and it's kind of a Dungeons and Dragons like style, right? Yeah. But it's also kind of like, wait, you know, what am I look like when I'm dead? Right? There's a little bit of that. Is that, you know, it's like it's just got nothing else on there, right? It's a little comic. It's a little bit funny. But I totally agree with you. Picking a color out, like a single color, to emphasize that piece, which is, you know,
so you get the red hearts for charmed, and that draws attention to the charmed aspect of the skull.
We could even draw the color in red and then color shift it for each player, so each player's got their own set of, you know, highlighting, which, you know, if we want to do, we could do that. I'm kind of liking that. I also like the idea of making the red be not very saturated. Okay, so the idea here is that it's a medium saturation, so then we, you know what, let's just try that. See, can I copy the image?
So you increase the intensity depending on the degree? Is that what you're saying?
No, I don't. I'm not going to change intensity, but what I'm going to do is not really scream out. You know,
gotcha.
That's what it is. How you doing, Karen? You okay? Everything all right? Do you need anything? You okay? You need money, don't you? What? You need money. You want to wait till after the show. You're trying to get to my wallet. You gotta hide the wallet, kids. Hide the wallet from Karen. She's always coming for it. I'm kidding. I don't know what she needs this morning. All right, let's play with this a little bit. I'm gonna take a screenshot of this. Here's the other thing I like about these, the aspect ratio. Mostly, you know, a lot of times when you're dealing with this, like if we look at that poison icon that we were looking at before, where was it? Here? There. The aspect ratio of this is like, it's very tall to not very wide, right? And also you'll see a lot of things in common. If you want to render the human head as a icon, you also see the things go tall and wide.
Yeah.
What I want to do though is I want to stack these up. I'll show you what I want to do is I want to take these icons. I want to get something like, you know, let's make a square for now. And I want to be like this. I want to just stack them up depending on what's active. That's where I think I want them to be, like that. So I want the icons to kind of show up in that space. And if I can get them flatter, it works better.
I can imagine that sort of 3 or 4 things happen to you that
like that
effectively create that stack, but they've got different dissipation times. So maybe the third one down disappears and the other 2 just sort of clunk into place.
Yeah, we've got everything we need to make that work. So that's kind of what I want to do, right? Just kind of stacking almost of blocks, and we could even make it when they hit, that's kind of like a kind of a sound of like ivory dice kind of clunking against each other. So that's kind of where I want the UI to go. I've decided I want to throw it off to the left of every player name. So we're going to do the same kind of thing that we did before, like that. And I'm also thinking the way I want to build this is I want to have the static icon in front, and then behind it I want to have a general purpose kind of flame kind of thing going, right? Something to indicate that that is on fire, or it's moving, something like that. So we'll have. So what I'm looking at now is I'm actually looking at this guy right here. I would love to know where I can get that though. I want to buy it. I want to make sure that I'm licensed for it. We'll throw it in over here for now, and maybe I'll just leave that alone. We won't do anything more other than just stick it here for now. But yeah, I like it. I can work in this space. I also kind of like the idea of having the text be there as well. But let's just see. Let's grab this. I have a feeling that this is, in order to read the text, it's going to have to be pretty big over here. Yeah. That's a pretty big icon. We can't, if we drop it down, can we still read the text? Maybe. Hold on, let me move it up so you can see it here. There it is right there. That's what I'm dealing with.
At that level, it's not too bad. Any smaller, it's going to be a challenge.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And you can shrink the icon down more, because you've always got to have this little space between the text and any icon as well, because otherwise the two kind of merge together. So that distance that's there is good. But if you start trying to compress it too much more, you're going to have issues.
Yep, I'm with you on that 100%. Let me show you what I mean by let's see, what's the best way to do it? Let's create a new layer. I'll show you what I mean by the highlighting, the color highlighting. So taking your idea and highlighting it. I think if I come in here like this, I say let's go with red. And let's fill, but let's use all layers. Let's give it more tolerance. Not really. I kind of wanted more of that. I really want to get this really. There we go. Better. Okay. Oh, that's not going to work. So anyway, like this, and then I guess what I can do is I can come in and let's adjust blurred Gaussian, something like that, and drop it down. So like this. See what I'm talking about? That's what I'm talking about right there.
Absolutely.
So that's, you've got a little bit of tinting kind of thing going on with those pieces, and then we just change the color, and it matches the color of the player, whatever that's going to be, all the way across, I think. And then, yeah, and then now all of a sudden we can use these. It's not bad. We have a consistent. A good friend.
Indeed.
He loves the charmed one. Look at that code going by. I can't get my eyes off of it. Yeah, charmed is not bad. Come in here, do that charmed one up there real quickly here, like this. There you go. Start to see it, what's going on. Do that. There. That's what I'm talking about. Get some Z.
See, this works. It gives you that two-tone kind of comparison. Draws your eye to the affectation. Yeah. And as you say, you can do it in the color of the person in question, so it's even more sort of suited.
I think so, yeah. I think so. What is this? Incapacity. Is that a Band-Aid on top?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll have to figure that one out.
We're going to patch that first.
I'm not sure what that one's going to become. Yeah. It's kind of like coloring books a little bit.
A little bit.
So anyway, that's kind of like the what I'm thinking. There we go. Like that. Stunned is funny as well. We're stunned. Oh yeah, stunned is good. Right. So yeah, so just this kind of a thing. So there's just a little bit of a color in there kind of thing on these. And I do like Grappled a lot. Yeah, I think these are really good. I just want to attribute the author or pay for them. I want to find these where they are. Last Matt's here.
Last Matt. How's it hanging? How's it going?
Yeah, so and like I said, I mentioned this before, but I like how these are. I like how the aspect ratio of these are the same, and they nicely fit in every single one. And I think that these will, yeah, this I think is the answer. Yeah, in fact, I'm almost like, okay, so, because before we started the show, I didn't really have an answer on how we do this. Maybe we'll work on this tomorrow.
Okay.
When Roy won't be here, but that's kind of what I'm playing with, something like that. That's awesome. Disadvantage. Disadvantage is awesome too, but we're not going to show that. Or these inspired, maybe. I don't know if we'll do that. Dead, we probably won't show either. But everything up to unconscious will show. So all of these up here look to be the standard D&D conditions that you can be in.
Yeah.
Start the zinc plus vitamin D now. Wait, what? Might get sick. Hold on. Showing some early symptoms. Luckily, no COVID symptoms. This morning, I was like coughing. I'm like, geez, really? And my daughter was coughing last night. I'm just like, no, no. Poisoned. Poisoned is tricky. That's the only one that doesn't quite look poisoned, I suppose. But again, like I love your idea, Rory, of coming in here and saying, let's. Oh, and petrified looks good too. All right, I'm going with these. We just got to get. I got to get some. I got to go research and figure out where my license is for this thing, and how I can get this and use this, because I love these. Okay, that's what we'll do for. We'll do that for conditions. All right. So here's what I'm going to do though. My first attempt. So anyway, there's my UI design there. We're talking about stacking it up. I know it's not not horribly detailed. But we'll stack the pieces up. When
gets the point across.
When something goes away, we'll have a cool animation for it to kind of blow up or whatever, so people will know it. And the other pieces will go like chung 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 like that, come down. Mm-hmm. Unconscious looks more like dead. Yeah, a little bit. We might want to we might augment it a little bit, put a little thought bubble kind of thing like coming in here, like what is going on, to indicate there's still life here. Yeah, but it can work, I think. Okay, and just to check out the color shifting on it, that can be, let's do some example shifting on that to make sure that's all going to be as cool as we think it is.
Oh yeah, that works.
I think so. I think it might work. Yeah. And I also might just say, we might also just pick a color, like we do one. The other thing we might do is pick one color on it, each one, but have a different color for each of them. We might do, but the color means here's the thing that's standing out. I'm not 100% sure yet what we're going to do. I am kind of leaning towards the color shifting now, to be honest, Rory. Color shift based on the player's color. All right.
It's a nice safe default anyway.
Yep. It's not bad. Okay, next. There's been something I've been kind of wanting to do, and I thought, you know what, let's start the show with this one today. And I've got some animation that I think is super freaking cool for getting rid of the dice. And I know a lot of you are probably thinking, Mark, don't you have enough ways to get rid of the dice? And you clearly don't know what Overkill Productions is about. You haven't been watching the show. I don't know.
You need to watch more of this show. Absolutely.
So, let's see if I can find that. Dice Electric Portal. Here it is. This is pretty cool. So what happens is there's a portal, and you can see it off to the right over here, right? The preview.
Yeah.
The portal opens up, and it's electric. It's got some electrical magical sparks in it.
Kind of an electrical storm kind of thing. Yeah.
It opens up below the die like this. And then it closes in over the top of the die. At some point right about there.
Yeah.
So right here, it gets over the top of the die. And we've got like something like 6 frames to make that die disappear that we have to do in sync. Because remember, this is a sandwiched animation on both below and on top of the die.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to look like it's reaching up around the die, grabbing it, and then just sucking it away into
Lassamat says, "Wow, so many pics."
Yeah, dude,
On the one hand,
welcome.
yes. On the other hand, you haven't seen the previous sets then.
Yeah, and there it is. See how it goes away? Look at how fast it is. So the time it overlaps it right. So our math's got to be right. Our timing, frame rate's got to be right. It
Yeah.
overlaps it and stops showing the die. Where is it? Right there, right here. So at frame 80, it stops showing the die, and it gets smaller than the die, probably right about here at 85. So we have like, 3 frames where we've got to get rid of that die right there.
Yeah.
We may have a little bit more, because like we start shrinking it, we'd have more time to get rid of it. Anyway, that's the back. The front is mostly empty. Well, it starts kicking in around frame 30. So front meaning the top layer. And so here's how it's going to wrap around it. It's going to look like it's kind of closing over the top of it there. And then it's got this hole here so we can still see through it. But the cool thing about that hole is very organic looking, right? So it's very organic looking right in there, right? As opposed to the beginning part, this doesn't look so good, but that's okay because everything else is going on and we're fading in slowly. So it's going to have an illusion that it's coming up, right? So I don't have to worry about that. I think it's going to look really good, actually.
I think it's going to look pretty good, yeah.
And we've still got that stuff. And anyway, that's the front of it. So, and then we've got this beautiful closing, ending piece here. I think it looks gorgeous, and I want to add it now. That's what I want to do. So we haven't done dice disappearing code in, I want to say, maybe a year on this.
Could well be, yeah.
So we
it's been a while, all right.
Go find our way back into this and make this whole thing work. Let's change this. Let's add a comment here. Important when adding new player headshots, increment this total non-players. I'm just using CodeRush's rich comment feature, which allows me to put a little exclamation mark right there, and that'll turn the whole comment red right there when supported. I can also, I think I should be able to do like a plus, make it bigger. What do I have to do here? There it is right there. Can I combine the two? I cannot really combine the two, it looks like. I
suspect what you're doing is that the plus is importance, and importance is configured to be particular colors at particular levels. Is that right?
Well, it's just size. Yeah, it is. You're right. The colors here aren't great, it's looking like to me. I'm not sure why that is. They should be going, well...
Is it maybe designed for a white background? Would that be better?
No, it's actually technically, I think, what I spec'd out, but I think there's a problem in it. It needs to go less saturated, and it's going more saturated. It doesn't, because it's bigger, it can have lower contrast. Hold on, let's go find it up here. With against the background, but its contrast is, wait, there we go, that's what I want to be at. So, yeah, what's going on here? VS font color. I want some to have a little more contrast, I guess, here. You can choose that. You can also change the font color if you want to as well. Yeah, I guess that's fair. So you could come in here and say, well, if it's really big, I want it to be like, just change the color completely. Like that. And maybe make it even brighter than that. Like that. So you can say if it's the biggest, we could do that too. There we go.
Yeah.
All right. So there's my important comment right there. Okay, so we need the dice removal system. I'm pretty sure that's all in Dice Roller. If I look for the word burst, here's the die effect right here. So we've got these die effects here. I think we need to essentially tab the next reference on this and see what the heck's going on at each point and implement it in our... hold on, let's see a couple things I want to change. Implement it for our portal. Call them burst die, out of curiosity. Remove wild magic rolls greater than 1. The die burst The die burst is, I almost want to rename this. I think I'm going to rename this. I'm going to call this the ground burst. This is the one that looks like the die is exploding and leaves a whole bunch of cracked ground surface. That's what's going on there. And what's going on is burst die is called. We saw that in response to remove wild magic rolls greater than 1. So if the top number on the die is a 1, we call flame on, which puts the flame over it when we do the wild magic rolls. Otherwise, we do call burst die. And for anybody who's like, wait a second, what is that? I'll just do a wild magic check here. Let's see. Well, I said I would. Oh, there it is right there. Okay. So there's 1. There's another one. You can see the die burst effects that are happening here. That's the die burst, which I've just renamed to die ground burst. I'm going to rename this to ground burst die. Like that. Okay, cool. So that's our strategy. We're going to go search for this, and we're going to add our thing. We're going to call this new one, I think I want to call it Magic Portal. I already have a portal up here. Wait. This is the, and I have a steampunk tunnel. Oh, the portal is the one that opens up and they shoot down.
It's like into a long vertical tunnel.
Yeah. Yes, it is. The steampunk tunnel is also, that's similar there too as well, but that's the one where it goes shunka, 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 opens up. This one is kind of like a futuristic portal. It's almost like a ground portal maybe.
Sure.
I'm going to call it like futuristic.
Just done a quick check after Coding Gorilla mentioned it, and sure enough, you are a little bit muffled compared to my volume level.
My bad.
Is this because of the preceding Dragon Jumpers episode?
Yep, it is. All right, so now I've got futuristic ground portal. Now I'm going to add electric smoke portal. Okay, so now we got my new one in here. All right, and which is this most like? I almost think it's very similar. I'm going to run with ground burst is what I think. I think it's similar to the ground burst, and that the ground burst does a similar thing where it hides the die at the right time. So let's go find everything of instance of ground burst here, and we'll figure this out. What are these? This is highlight special die. I almost think this is weird to me. Highlight special dice. I'm wondering if this was code that I had in before. Like Fireball works, Ring works, Lucky works, that sort of thing.
So this is extra iconography that goes around the die to indicate the kind of roll it is.
Right, but I've also got Bomb and Ground Burst and Steampunk Tunnel and Hand
it's almost like
Grab.
you're using it for 2 different purposes before.
Yeah, that's what I think. It feels like it's got a couple different things going on here. If we go back to Ground Burst and we look for Futuristic Ground Portal, do we see that in there? Sorry about that, kids. That's not what I wanted to do. I want to do that button right there. All right. I'm changing. Let's switch to action. All right. All right. So we're looking at now die bomb. And where are we here? Highlight special die is in there too. Die bomb is in there. Wait, futuristic ground portal. That's what I wanted to see. It's in remove die. That makes sense. But that's it. This is where I think the deal is. I think that other one, the highlight one, was a result of some other code that I needed. Although, wait a second. I'm noticing that here, we do not have the die burst. So what's going on here? Why don't we have the remove die? Remove die with effect. Remove die with the hand grab.
There's There's almost two separate kinds of conceptual functions. One is decorate die, the other is remove die, and there are special ways of removing die and there are special ways of decorating them, but they don't feel like they currently overlap in any way.
No, they do not. Hold on. Let me work on this a second. We're actually, hold on. Oh, I think I know what's going on here, Rory.
We're having to reduce the size of the die when they're being pulled into the background.
Where are you? We need your help.
Right, we're not actually, what was that? Did you see something fly by me right there? What the heck is that guy? Get that guy! He's not supposed to be on my show! Jenny Scusevity's causing trouble! Get him! He's gone! Thank God. Oh no, he's back! Portals! More portals!
He's gone now.
There he is, he's gone. So remove die is just gets rid of the die. Is what it looks like. Let's keep going. Let's figure this out here. Hold on a second. What is going on? So we're just simply getting in the random effect override. That's in going to remove die. That's the die effect, the effect override right here. Effect kind. And effect kind is on the die object, which means I don't have an interface for it yet, so I can't do a tab to next reference on it. Effect start offset. Need to start offset. Maybe we should do the same thing I did before. Let's try it. I die object. I think we're going to do this. Interface. I die object. So we're going to do this. We're going to spend some time refactoring. That's what we're going to do. Remove time. So we'll just come up in here. That'll be a number. So remove time. Effect kind is equal to die effect. Actually, I think I can just declare these, actually. I think I can come
That's
down.
what I was just wondering. Certainly in C# and other .NET languages we can do that. I wonder if it exists here as well.
It does.
That's nice.
It's not. Okay, there we go. Declare this. Declare that. Declare this. Okay. And now I want to, anything else in here? Now I want to look for get object, die.get object. Looking for that call right there on die. Just going to search for it. Okay, nothing going on there. Let's keep going looking for it. Let's go back a second. Get screen coordinates. die object. Okay. So we'll declare it. Interesting. So the declaration gives me a declaration that lint proceeds to say you don't need that. Okay. All right. Good. Let me do actually one more thing. Anybody else calling this? It's all the die object. Yep. So I'm going to rename that element inside of here to the die object. Yeah, this is actually, the step we're doing to refactor is going to make navigating this code easier and to some degree understanding it easier as well, I think. The only thing I'm not sure about is should this return an IDI object or not. I think this might have problems with the actual get object call in dice. Hold on, right here. I think we might have a problem here. Get object. So it's got no return type specified here. The question is, will our interface that says get object, whoops, sorry, we were actually right there. Will this right here count as an implementation of this? Or sorry, will this count as an implementation of that? Because there's no return type specified here.
Yeah.
This is in the file I don't want to touch. That's the only question, right? So I might have to remove this. That's the question. Should I remove that or not? I don't know. Can I tap the next reference on this? Sweet. I'm going to do that. I can tap the next reference on it because I added this to the interface, right? And I already did the original work here with IDI. So that's cool. Now I can go through, see every time that is being called. I've got my die object here. That one we already did. Here we go, is hidden. So let's pop it in there. And now what that's giving us is now tap to next reference here, right? We're going to work. So we can now navigate across and see properties as they are. This is actually not going to take too long. Need to hide die, hide time. Perfect, perfect, perfect. This is all good for what we're going to do here. So this refactoring is going to make this code easier to modify, easier to use. Let's keep going with anything else? Any other red lines in here? Nope, I don't see any. Okay. And anything here? Remove time, effect time. All of this is looking like it's already been declared. Need to drop die object scale. See what that looks like. Yeah, that'll work for me. Scale any. I think I've got something similar with IDI as well. Let's go jump into IDI a second. So we got these two next to each other. It's up at the top. Do I have a scale down here? I thought I saw scale before. Oh no, it was just this code. Okay. There's my scale. Here we go, get object. Nope, I want to be here. Okay. Nope. Okay, position, quaternion, body. We're going to I'm going to throw all these as well in here, but we're just going to declare them as any's because that's what I think it's going to do. Hit the declare key, but I think I got to wait for it to figure out that it doesn't have quaternion.
Did you not do that one already?
Nope, I didn't do it.
Okay.
I guess I can just type it in here, quaternion, like that.
Yeah.
That worked. Tap to next reference worked on that. Sweet. Now it looks like body will work. Yeah, I was just waiting for those for the squiggly lines to appear. Okay, keep going.
Yeah.
Get screen coordinates. I think I've already changed that. Yep, to take a die object. Cool. That's it. All right, we've circled all the way around. All right, let's go back, figure out what's going on with the burst here. How are we actually building it is the question. I'm now a little bit worried that we might be using strings because I'm not seeing this enum showing up enough times here.
Yeah.
Although this is the add diverse, we're actually doing it here. We're building that here. Steampunk tunnel. We're calling dice layer.add steampunk tunnel.
Got a similar add dice burst in the preceding one as well. So we're building some of it. We're also delegating some of it.
Yeah. Here's the high die-in. This is the model right here. So I think what's happening is highlight special dice is being called at some time, and we've got this die object on need to start effect set to true when we do remove die. Sweet. So this I think is happening actually in a loop. Yeah, update physics is a function that's called again and again. So like 60 frames a second, this is what's happening up here. So highlight special dice is happening. We're just going through all the dice, everything in our special dice list. Interesting. How do we get into the special dice? Remove die. Okay, so here's where we set up the effect override. Cool. And the effect override could be random. All right, so I think I understand what's happening here. Let's kind of go back. Oops, actually, I wanted to kind of be right there. Let's go find it up here, bomb. All right. All right, I think I want to extract this to its own method right here. I'm going to do that, and we're going to call this add ground burst. But I'm thinking also about throwing it out to dice layer instead. Do I have any thises in here? I don't actually have any thises in here. Let's throw it to dice layer. And actually, I actually want to replace that I with the die. I want to pass the die in here. I don't think we're using I anywhere else. So we'll say die is coming in there like that.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be special dice of I. Okay. And then I think I'm going to say dice layer. Dot. We'll put that code there. Let's get rid of this. Let's go back to where we were. Here comes Jetsam. Coming in, that's a nice. You hold that plane's nice and steady, Jetsam. Good job. What? Stop it. Good job, but why? Why are you always doing that to me, man? Where the heck was I? There it is. Dice layer.add ground burst. Let's declare that. Let's go inside. I can just do this instead. Okay.
Now I've got a couple of references to dice layer already within that, which are now this. It's quite nice. It feels like promoting the code to a more sensible location, certainly.
Yeah, I think it's working. It's certainly feeling like I want to go put it close by this add steampunk tunnel. Mm-hmm. So we've got that there. All right. So there's add ground burst. Okay. So dice layer is where we got some of the magic that's happening, is what it looks like is going on there. Okay. And dice sounds, that looks like it's an instance of a, yeah, it's just a global instance in Dice Roller right there. Okay, cool. There's my add ground burst. Let's get it. All right, here we go. So we're going to create this new one called the electric smoke portal. I'm going to look for ground burst, and we're going to kind of do something similar right here.
Yeah.
Okay, that feels good to me. Let's also, before we get out of here, let's go see where else we're doing this. What do you read? You know what that makes me, Roy? Makes me thirsty. Deepwater's here. .NET Docs is raiding. It's a raid, Roy.
What are we doing when we raid?
We look out. Oh, look at how fast you are, Roy.
Welcome, everybody.
Fred, why is it you never dance with me? Fred, gotta give me something, man. Try some moves.
Go outclass you with his moves. That's what it is.
Give me something like this, Fred. What you got? It's not very good. It's really not very good.
Yeah.
Fred, come on. Okay. All right. .NET Docs is in here with us. Thanks for that raid, kids. How was your stream?
Everybody.
What did you guys do? We are working on.
We're adding a new effect to our dice.
Yeah, new dice
A new
disappearing
method
effect.
of removing them.
That's right. Let me roll some dice now. I'll just throw some dice out here so you can kind of see what we're dealing with right now. I'm going to throw out, I don't know. Let's say 40 D12 with fire damage.
Something nice and trivial, yeah?
We're working on the effects that remove the dice that come up when the dice are done rolling. I can accelerate that, I think, if I come over here and click on the clear dice button. Okay, so that's one of the effects.
Yep.
That I think
We've also got hands that come and grab them from the deep, and tunnels they fall into, and stuff like that.
Stuff like
We've got
that.
A nice electrical storm portal brewing for this next one.
That's what we're doing right now. Exactly what we're doing. And this is what it's going to look like over here on the side. You can see it's going to kind of swirl around from under the dice, grab it, and take it away. It's a little tricky because it's a three-dimensional element, and we've got essentially sandwiching billboards that we're putting below and above the die. And when it just covers it at the right time, we've got about 5 frames of animation. We're running at 30 frames a second that the die is no longer visible right about right here. The frame 80, 79 or 80, and then we've got just a couple frames to get rid of it before we can now suddenly see behind again. So it's gonna be really cool. It's gonna be this. If it works, it's gonna be like with this wispy kind of smoke that just kind of sucks it up and takes it away. That's what we're gonna try to do. So
there we go.
That's what we're doing. Welcome everybody. Welcome. All right. Let's tap the next reference, remove ground burst. And here's where we decide what the random effect is going to be. I think I'm going to just, for testing purposes, I'm just going to come in here and say we're going to get the electric smoke portal flat out.
Yeah.
And then later we're going to come implement the rest of this. So every single die removal piece will be the electric smoke portal. Okay. And so then we got to add it. So let's go into our add ground burst and let's go.
So we reckon we've got some of the effect ready, but we're going to copy all of the pieces that represent one of our other, the ground burst existing effect. So we've got to know where all the places within the code where we're going to create equivalent sets of code for the electric smoke portal.
Yeah. Yes. Let's see. Oh my gosh, I didn't know I had this function. I was thinking about this the other day. Nice. This takes an RGB color and turns it to HSL. I love that I have this down low. That's awesome. Okay. So I can take the dice color, figure out what the dice color's hue, saturation, and lightness are, then use that to do a hue shift. I could even do a saturation as well. I'm not so much sure about the brightness adjust here. The ground burst does, I think this is special code in here for the ground burst. I'm thinking I'm not going to touch brightness at all on this.
Yeah.
That's what I think. We'll run brightness just at standard level here. Let's change this to constant. So that sets up the pieces for manipulation of the colors. If the player ID is greater than or equal to 0, then we're going to get the hue shift, change it to the hue shift of the player. And something else I've wanted to add is this. I've actually wanted to add, the player's got hue shifts, but they don't have a saturation shift or a brightness shift. And I think I want to give that to the players as well. Because, for example, if you look at Miles, and you look at, let's do a just a dagger attack right here, and you look at, we give him advantage. We roll the die. Look at his die color. It's a low saturation, kind of bright purplish blue, right? But when it's Miles' turn, we're just doing the hue shift. When we go enter combat, and we go to Miles' turn, Miles got a 20, so he'll be one of the first ones here. So notice his die color, remember that. And I know not everybody is, hold on, and let's go to sound here. Stop that for a second. So the D&D sound is it. Now we do next turn. There it is. See that? It's the same hue, but it's very saturated. It's not quite what we want here. So, all right. So that's what's going on there with what my thoughts are on, in addition to giving players a hue shift, give them a saturation and a brightness so that they can adjust a kind of a high saturation medium red to go very light red or very dark red, anything along those, and any other color. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. Let's get out of combat here. All right. So now we're down to, okay, now we're going to add, we need to get to the point where we're adding the animation. So we're going to say add, what was this? Originally this was what? Add ground burst, then it's add dice burst. I think I want to rename this. I want to rename this to add ground burst animation, like this.
Yep.
Okay. And then down here, I want to say add electric portal animation is what I want to do here. Okay, we've got an X, Y, a hue shift, saturation, brightness we're putting in there. Play the die burst. We need to play something completely different, which I don't have, but I'm going to just give it an empty function for now. We'll say play, what is it, smoky portal?
Electric smoke portal, I think.
Thank you. Electric. I'm going to call it smoky portal. I'm changing it. Give me some Legos. Hold on. Just what I need. But I'm late for my train, Rory.
Yep.
I missed it. Dang. Mr. Smoopy's in the house. How you doing, Mr. Smoopy? Smoopy coming in with the choo-choo. Welcome. Play Smoky Portal. I think I'm just going to comment all this out. We're not doing anything for now. Okay, come back over here. Play Smoky Portal. Let's, I can't rename it because I don't have it yet. We're going to rename this one, though. Add Smoky Portal. Is that how I spell it?
Enough, and I feel like you said, hey, Smoofy portal.
Add Smoky Portal. I think that's Smoky, how I spell it. Spell checker might come in and help me out.
I'm going to say there's an E.
You think it's an E?
I'm just going to guess.
Yeah, you might be right.
Gut instinct, as it were.
I know that Smokey the Bear, which is a character in the United States,
I could be wrong.
They may both be right. They might be right. Mr. Smoopy says Dragon Humpers was hysterical last night. By the way, all these things you're seeing here is for the live over the top shows, Dungeons and Dragons shows that we play over at twitch.tv/DragonHumpers. So give us a follow over there. And you know, if you like comedy, it is. It's not for little kids. It's for people that have big brains. So also not safe for work. So don't watch that at work.
True.
But anyway, that is all right. So I'm gonna do EY is what I'm gonna do, like that.
A quick search reveals that actually either one works.
Okay.
So.
All right. Cool. So now the question is hide die in how much time? So we're running at 30 frames a second. So we want to hide it right around frame 79. That's what we decided, which is 80 frames in. Okay. So I think it's going to be this 80 times FPS 30. That's the interval for 30 frames a second. Pretty sure. Next, let's go to add ground burst animation. And let's that's right, I've got shock waves on the top and bottom. And give me a second here. What's going on in add die burst? Oh, this is code we added for perf reasons. I created all these different die bursts. We had perf problems, so we threw everything to memory. And
and then you
now I'm looking at it.
Buy a more intense PC and we'll be fine.
Yeah, and then we bought a more intense PC, and now I'm looking at code that like, what are you doing in here? This is wrong. I should have bought the new PC much earlier when we started writing, before we started writing this code. I almost want to kill all of this. I guess I'm not going to touch it for now, but I'm looking for something like this, I think. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I want to take both of these. There's a random rotation in here that's maybe useful as well. Hold on. And an expiration date. Why do I want an expiration date on it? Though these are going to play to the end. I don't think I need an expiration date on this. So we need to do something like this. We need to declare this. All right. And we're going to get rid of this. And now I'm going to jump up to die burst red, and we're going to duplicate this and go, this is going to be die smoky portal. You know what? Hold on. I think I have a CodeRush feature suggestion here. Let's mark it and see if this works out, if we're successful. All right, so here's the deal. I just duplicated dice burst red by hitting Shift Enter, and I changed it to dice smoky portal. Okay? All right, no biggie. What if I have, and if I come down and I see die burst yellow and I do it, what's going to happen? It changes burst to smoky. Okay, that kind of works. But I feel like there may be a situation, like what happens, sometimes I go, let's try this a second. Die burn. I'm going to start with die burn, and I want to duplicate it and change it to die smoke on. And change it to 2 words. What happens? It's going to get, it works there. And now, yeah, you know what, Rory? I think I'm going to need more research to go into this. but I feel like I've seen issues where I have like maybe it's a many to one issue. Let's see if that's it. If I go, let's see, Shockwave Black, and I turn that into just Yo, like that, and then Shockwave Maroon. Yeah, that doesn't do anything. Shockwave Black does not go to Yo.
Actual bolt of lightning and thunder outside.
It was.
So you should be sampling that stuff. Because they're so easy to predict, right?
Sample it for the show. That's awesome. Yeah, that was Thunder. Coding Gorilla asked the same question. Okay, I think there's an issue here, but I haven't quite figured it out. So I'm not gonna close that issue, CR issue start issue. All right, so Smoky Portal is there. Yeah, see, I've got all of this stuff, Rory. Oh my God, I'm killing it. I'm just killing it. Shockwaves, I'm killing it. I'm sorry.
My code.
I'm killing it. It went like that. I don't care about this.
That's kind of a joyous move, though. Okay, so on the one hand, negative because yes, you had all this code and it's not optimal. But on the upside, deleting code so you'll never have to maintain it again. This is a good thing.
It's a good thing, isn't it? What is going on here? Use constant. Okay. Right. Let's see where. What? I just got to do this apparently. There we go. All right, where else are those? Shockwave red, yellow, black. We don't need those. Die burst red. Get rid of those bursts and the smoke. Get rid of all of those. Okay, there's my smoke red. And we are going to count how many filters we're using. And filters means how many color shifts we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like that.
On previous lesser hardware, that was something of an issue.
Yep. There we go. Did I just delete all that code? I think I did. I think it's all gone. Die smoke red. Okay. Die burst red. Double check it. Yep. There's my const right there. And die shockwave red. Oops, there's something. Add die burst. Die burst black. Okay, here we go. Saiva is now following. Thanks for that follow, Saiva. All right. What's going on here? Not called by anybody? I'm a little worried about that. Shows up only here. Yeah, I'm worried about that. Let's see if we're calling add shifted on die burst red anywhere else. Add ground burst animation. So we are calling it here. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I decided I was going to kill this, and I moved the stuff out. That's what happened there. Okay.
Fair enough.
All right, so we did remove that. All right, so now we've got add die smoke portal. And I think what I'm going to do there, I think I'm really going to have code that's similar to this. And we don't really have a shockwave, but we have a top. So this is going to be the smoky portal back. And I'm going to need to change this in a second. And this one is going to be my smoky portal front or top like this. Okay. And I've got it here. No, this is interesting. I've got a delay start on it. Interesting. And what we don't have that here. We're just going to show a whole bunch of empty frames.
Yeah.
So delay start would probably be better. Because why would I load all of these up? It's about 600 bytes each one. They're kind of small though. So I'm not going to do any delay start on it. All right, next let's go in. We need to do these two things. Load up these. Oh, dice smoke. I don't want that. We'll change that in a second. All right. So we've got our dice smoky portal back and top. Like that. And we'll change this to load smoky portal. And this string is going to be which layer it is, I guess. We'll call it that. And we are going to be in, since we haven't done anything yet, let's rename this to Smoky Portal. So it's dice Smoky Portal, followed by Electric Portal.
Yep.
Followed by the layer. Oh, it's already there. Sweet. The number of frames is going to be 99, 102. 102 frames. Right there, FPS 30, sequential stop, and true. True means padding zeros to the name to get the numbers as we're loading it up. Origin X and Y. It's going to be this guy right here. Right there, which looks 317, 288. 317. Whoops, 288. Front layer effects, fine, I'll add it right on, which means we'll get automatically, it'll draw automatically for us. Cool. Mm-hmm. So now we need to load, we need to do the dice smoky portal back and top. We need to get that at the right spot. Load die bursts. So we're just going to say this dot load smoky portal back. And we're going to say this dot smoky portal back is equal to that. And this dot smoky portal front is equal to front. Let's just double check our top rather. This is electric portal back and electric portal front. So this is going to be top. All right, so next we should be able to wait. We need to make sure these are one's behind the other. And what I really want to look at is smoke explosion bottom. It's in the back layer effects. All right, so that means that we've got to smoky portal back. This needs to, the question of what layer we add it to has got to be answered afterwards. So we're going to do this to get out of here, and we're going to add it manually here. So the back one is going to go onto the back layer, and the front one, the top, is going to go on the front layer effects. Then they'll be in the right position, Z order relative to the dice. Okay, next. What are we doing? Back, back, top, top, top. Wait, I thought at least one of these I was going to see the call to. No, it looks like we didn't put the call in yet. Oh, that's what. I just had an extra character in there. Okay, so I'm going to go call add shifted, X, Y, start at the 0, hue shifted, saturation brightness as well. I'm going to do a random rotation on here. I think this is better to say random.max instead of math.random. I've got a random class in here, and I've got a max function in it, I think. There it is right there. I don't think I need fade out. I'm just going to rotate it, play all the way through to the end. Same thing over here. Smoky portal top. Ooh, whatever the rotation is, though, I got to set it to the same rotation down here. Makes sense what I'm saying? Because I don't.
Absolutely, because you've got several animations that need to rotate alongside each other.
Yeah. And
starting at the same random offset.
They fit. I think there's a chance this might work. I feel like I feel like there's a shot of it. Let's at least see what we got. So that's our dice layer. Let's refresh it. Let's come over here, send it new data. Let's throw a bunch of dice at it. I'm going to say dice. Let's do 12 D12s. Force. And let's see what we see. Here comes the clear. Okay, the front didn't go. Jetsam. Thought it was. We're talking about the thunder, the commentary right here.
Yes.
That's funny. I thought it was here. It was here because it's doing here as well. Didn't realize it was over the speakers. Awesome. And thought it was sex positive banging on the door. One in Mark's wallet. Let's keep that quiet. All right, it's looking close. Why aren't we seeing the front? Is the question. It's got to be a simple mistake. Let's see. Dice, smoky dice portal back, and add dice. Add dice smoke. Wait. Top. This is totally wrong.
You're messing with top and back at the same time. Is that correct?
No, the problem is here. I'm calling add dice smoke, which I don't even want. What I want instead is I want a dice smoky portal top, and then I want a call to add shifted like this. Okay, that's what I want. That should work better. Let's see if that works. And we just need to find a cool sound for that because it's totally unbelievable without that sound. Again, let's do 12 D12s, acid damage. And let's clear them. That didn't seem to work to me. I was looking to see it wrap over, and I didn't see it wrap.
Nothing came over the top prior to it just clicking off.
Yeah. Let's roll 1D just to verify that. We're at 1D12 acid. And clear it. Whoa! What?
Oh, it's in a different place.
What did we hit 2?
That's weird.
What's going on with that? Load smoky portal front. Oh, look. Oh, no. I thought I saw the problem, but I don't. It's in the front layer effects. What is going on? Why would we have 2 off to the side? I need to see that again. Does it happen the same way every time?
Yeah.
Are these 2 different sizes of images? What's the size of this guy? 642 by 578. That's my problem. Okay. They're different sizes. I need to get them lined up. This guy's center is 183, 173. That's the front. 183, 173. So these are going to kind of eyeball lined up, and we might need to fine tune it. We'll see what happens. So we need to pass in these as separate parameters here. It's going to be origin X. And this one's going to be and origin Y is the next piece we're going to pass in. It's going to be 288. Okay. All right, let's try that. I think that's going to be way better. At least now we have an explanation for what was going on.
Well, yeah.
All right, let's do, I don't know, let's do 4 D10s. Health. Clear dice. Wow.
That's better.
That was sweet.
Yeah.
I really like that. Yeah, really cool. I just need a sound effect for it, which I, haven't really thought about. I don't think I want to do on the show because it's like a, I think it's a lot of time spent not programming.
Fair enough.
Clear the dice. Yeah, so I don't know if you noticed this or not, but they're matching the die color is what's happening. So if I do 12 and I say D12 inspiration, these are going to send out, I think, what, blue or purple die? Oh, okay. So this is in the color of Miles, but we're going to see it be a little more saturated because we don't have the... Oh, no, wait, we do have it. I think we might see it. Okay. Well, at least the color matches. It seems to be working like
it's a
really well.
Nice enveloping effect.
Except for I'm just noticing though, I said sequential stop. It stopped on the last frame. Look at the smoke on the screen.
Yeah.
It's not sequential stop.
Burn marks almost.
That's why the other ones had fade outs. Now I understand what was happening. It was a ground burst and it stopped moving, but wanted to keep it going. Okay, so we need to come into here and change this to sequential like that. All right. And I think that's it. Let's refresh one more time. Refresh. And we're going to send over more 12 D12 Radiant. I want to make sure these are starting at different times too. I think they are. I think that's built into the engine. Here we go. Here's the clear. Yeah, they're starting at different times.
Yeah, very much so.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool. All right, that looks really cool. All right, you know what? I'm gonna look for a second for a sound effect for this thing. Let's look at that.
Well, in this particularly good time for a break, I'm afraid I'm going to have to declare time on my own time.
All right, buddy.
Sadly, this is all I have, but I will be back with you on Tuesday.
No, next week. We'll see you next week, buddy.
Okay, bud. Have a good one. See you then. Bye.
Oh, look who's here, just in time. Look at pudding. Ah, pudding. Help! Somebody help me. All right, I just did a search for swirling portal thinking I was going to get no hits, but I got something. Doesn't sound, it sounds not, it sounds more scientific. It's not bad. It's not bad. Let's see what happens. I've got it on pause here just before it. Yeah, it sounds more sci-fi. I missed the star of the show you did. You missed Roy, he just left. Yeah, I think your comment sounds more sci-fi. I'm not going to do it. Yeah, it's too sci-fi. Okay, let's try Magical Portal. There's potential with this one. Maybe this plus something else. Oh, wait. That's got potential. I may edit both of these sounds together. And that could be at the end. Those three could work. Nope. Whoops. There. All right, let's work with those 4 sounds right there. And why not? This one too. All right, so we've got these 5 sounds. Let's download all of these. And I'm going to kind of need a temporary workspace for this. I'm going to throw it out on my E drive, I think. Got a sound effects piece here. Create a new folder called Smoky Portal. Now, I got to get the timing right on these. I'm thinking about opening the original animation up inside of Adobe Premiere to get the timing right. I'm also thinking about just playing with it. But I think the Adobe Premiere route is probably the more precise way to do this. Let's get these downloaded. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's do it. We'll go into Adobe Premiere. See if we can find that portal. I did this like about a month ago. I created this animation about a month ago based on stuff I found up here on Elements. .envato.com. But do I have it? I do not appear to have it in my recents. So now I've got to go out and find it, which could take a moment or two. Let's see what we got here. Dropbox, I'm guessing here, here. Dice removal. There it is. Sweet. Okay. Get these so we can see them here. What's going on? So it's interesting. I'm not seeing anything because this is I've had the bottom ones turned off. Yeah. So this is kind of the workspace that I had to see what it would look like, right? That's what I was using. Cool. All of these sound effects down here. Can I hear them? Hitting play, nothing's happening. Well, I can't get Premiere to play this stuff. I think this is other ideas of sounds, but I didn't like them when I was playing with it. Let's see what's going on here with my audio hardware. That may be the problem. That's incorrect. This one is right. Should be able to hear it. I just hit the space bar. There we go. Now it's starting to play. But I didn't hear this audio right here. Okay, good. All right. Wait, what am I hearing now? Yeah, I wasn't liking it. Let's go play with those other sounds I had before. Yeah, I was trying all kinds of different ones here. Yeah, I'm just going to let's go into the project, reveal in project. Let's duplicate this, and we're going to call this Smoky Portal Sound. Let's do that. Let me get rid of all of these. And let's bring in the new sounds that we've got. Nice. Yeah, that's sweet. That's exactly what I wanted. Okay, let's see if we can make those new sounds we downloaded work. Did I miss one? Magic Warp? Nope, looks like I got them all. All right. Got 6 sounds. I also find, by the way, the richer it is, the more sounds you have, the richer it feels and sounds. So that's one of the things we want to work on, is we want to make that. Cut those, go up and paste. Now I can get rid of this. And I don't need the MP3. All right, let's just grab all of these. And drag them into here. All right, let's see what we got. Okay, whoops. Mute this for a second. Let's see what this one is. That's weird. So that sound is really good right here, that part. Right there is good. All right, what else we got? That's also really good right there, to indicate something's happened. I'm not liking that kind of a humming at the end, though. That hum, I want to get rid of that. How you doing, Karen? You good? Do you want to show the world how beautiful you are?
I don't feel, I'm not.
You're not feeling
not
that?
there yet.
Not there yet? All right.
Yeah, we got some some bedhead.
Okay.
Do you have some bedhead sometimes, Mark Miller?
I do.
Do you?
I do.
All right, I'm leaving you.
Okay. Do you come back someday?
Someday.
All right.
Are you gonna? Why does everyone think I'm gonna die if I go out alone?
You'll go out alone. I mean, you'll die. Don't do it. All right, let's see what this sounds like. Also, right in there, sounds really interesting at this end piece right here. I don't know what the...
I'm not
So, do you need my attention or help?
John and Melissa want to put me out to have a meeting about sex and sexuality.
Okay. All right.
It's a youth group. Bye. I love you. I'll see you later.
I like your earrings.
You got them for me for Mother's Day.
I know. I know what I got you.
No, you didn't. You got them for my anniversary. Ha! You don't even know.
I know what I did. I know what I did. All right, let's see what's going on here. This guy better be a sound at the beginning, otherwise it's just not going to work. What's this guy doing? Nope. Do I all have... I don't have... I need an approaching kind of looming, kind of, you know, rumbling sound is what I'm looking for. Because I can't just stack all these guys up here. What I could do, though, is I got to have different disappear kind of sounds. So if we have many of these up at once, we'll have different kinds of sounds as it's going down, which I think we should do. I need something that changes as it's... Let's see what I had up here. Let's just listen to these. That's not bad, actually, for an approaching sound. A little louder. That can work for approaching. All right, what else do we got that's potentially approaching? Maybe. All right, here's what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to have a couple different approaching and a couple different endings. I'm just going to randomly play them. That's what I think I'm going to do. Okay, I think that's what I'm going to do. All right, so let's do it. Let's use these three endings on A1, A2, and A3, or those three beginnings, I mean. And then we'll use these down here alternately as different endings. That's what we'll do. And I think that's not bad. Okay, these down here, what am I going to do with these? Let's listen to these, but I'm going to put them out here and see what we got. I feel like I've already got that one down below. What's this one? Feels the same. These are like all the same, it sounds like to me. I'm just deleting them because they're not. Yeah, they're all the same. They're all very similar. Okay, so we're going to get rid of all those. Got what? One or two more? Oops. Yeah, and this guy. Is that new or not? That's not new. That's old. Okay, so we'll get rid of all those. So we're gonna got a couple of beginnings and a couple different endings. And what's this guy though? I forget this guy. I'm thinking no. I'm not going to use that one. So let's just try it. We've got a beginning here, and let's try mixing it with one of these endings. Just one. So we've got one ending, one beginning. That ending is not quite lined up at the right time. Okay, let's fix that ending here. Right about there is where it should start its sound. So we need to move this over here. About right there. Okay, that can work. All right, let's try with this one now. That can work. Let's try with this one. That looks good. I like that sound. That was great. That one I don't like. I've heard that one before. It's somewhere else in the game. Let's try a different sound here for the beginning. Did I not have one on? They were all muted at the end. Okay, good. All right, so here we go. We're going to do it. We'll generate them right now. So come in here. We're going to generate an MP3 sequence. We're going to throw it over into our sound effects. And dice. That's where I have it. Electric portal. These were, I think, previous ones I was trying to work with, but I never really liked the sound on them. So we're going to just do all these new ones here. Smoky portal. Like that. And so we're going to call this one the, this first one is going to be intro. Intro 1. There's intro 1. Go export it. Next, we're going to have intro 2 right here. Go. Next, we're going to do intro 3. And the cool thing about this is we'll be able to play these randomly. Already the engine has built into it, the MP3 playing engine already has built into it the ability to play a random number of beginning or ending elements. Here comes outro 1. Okay. Outro 1. The other cool thing about this is we're going to have this cool kind of sequence of, we'll hear a lot of different sounds when a bunch of these are up at once. And I think it'll sound more realistic to us. And here's outro 3. All right, those are our MP3s. Cool. Next, let's play them. That sounds play Smoky Portal. Here's where we want to do this. So we're going to say play MP3, Smoky Portal, / outro 3. And that syntax this syntax right here means look for a file named outro 1 or 2 or 3, pick one randomly and play it. And we're also going to do the same thing with the intro. Like that. I think that's all we have to do. If I got the names right, we should be hearing sounds. Let's see if that works. Okay, let's turn off the Coder's music for a second. So we've got we're only hearing the sounds of the dice. Here we go. Let's throw out 5, D8, fire. Clear it up. No sound. We got something wrong. That's not where we were. Where were we? Where did we generate those files? I thought they were in sound effects, dice. It's Smoky Portal. Okay. So we're going to say dice. Okay. Okay. Refresh. Once again, 5, D4, lightning. Clear dice. Okay, but some of the sounds didn't quite, the synchronization seemed like it was off. Let's throw just one in here, 1d8 piercing. Clear the dice. Looks like there's a second bump. Did I get one of these wrong in terms of the timing? That's the bump. Is it off? I think it is off a little bit. No, it's too soon now. That's better. What's going on over here? It seems like that's not too far away from where it was, I think. Yeah, it's right there. It's where it was. Okay, so that's not my problem.
Yeah.
It's like that flump at the end is coming in too late. Another way I could solve this is I could come in here, find out which one it is. I think it's outro 3. Come in, edit it, and just shorten it up a little bit. That's it. Let's try that. I just saved it, edit it. I think I might have to do a refresh in OBS. Refresh. That one also seemed a little bit off. It was like both of them were off. What was that, outro 2? I'm feeling like this is off a little bit too. Hey, Gia? Gia, can you close my door? Thanks. Okay, one more time. What's the second thing? Why is it so far off? Is what I'm trying to figure out. Let's open up the intros and look at those. All right. So the intros are looking good. The outros just seem like they're all taking too long to get here. What are we at here? What's my time? At about the burst comes at about 3.5 seconds. Let's take a half a second off of it. So now the burst is happening at about 3. There it is right there. Let's save that. This needs to lose about 1/3 of a second. It's about there. And this needs to lose about 1/5 of a second. So about right there. How are we doing now? All right, better. Let's see if that works at all. I'm assuming that when I refresh, it's going to reload in those MP3s and not cache them. That's what I'm assuming is going to happen. Let's see what happens. It's like a full second behind is what it seems like. Let's just comment this out. I want to verify that the sound's coming from the outro. Yeah, it's coming from the outro. Okay. So let's put it back in. Let's change when that thing is coming at us. Let's take another second off of it. Save. Save. And save. Refresh. Refresh. Does the outro play after the intro is fully played? No, they both start at the same time, Screech Rat. They both start at the same time. But the outro's got empty space in it. That seemed to be a little sooner now. Maybe I add a half second to it. Let's try another one. Yeah, that one's too soon too as well. One more we'll try. Seems like about a half second. Yeah. So we need to add about a half second of silence. So let's take from there to there, copy it, and paste it in and save it. Whoops. Paste it. No, not what I wanted. Half second, copy it, paste it, save it, paste it and save it. Okay. Here it comes. There we go. That's feeling better. Weird that the syncing issue occurred, but I'm not going to be too worried about whether I need to understand that or not. Let's try it again. I'll buy that. It's relatively off, but I'm like, I can buy that. That's not bad. One more time. And I'm going to throw a number dice out and see how it sounds. I think my intro is, to be honest, I think my intro is missing something. I think I need it bigger. Let's go look at this a second. I want to go back to, was I really modifying this one and not the duplicate? I hate it when that happens, when I make a duplicate and then I'm like, and I modify the original. This is the one I intended to mess with right here, but this has got the original stuff in it. Hold on. Let's do this. I want to go to my sound effects. And I've got an electric portal. I want to listen to these. I've got this pre-whoosh here. I was hoping. What do these sound like? That one's not bad. So I've got these electric portal ones. Give me another one of these. All right, let's throw in one of these too. I want to grab one of these 10 electric portal sounds from here. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to come in here and we're going to do the Safe Play MB3. I think I'm just going to take all of these and copy them for now. I'm going to throw them over here in Smoky Portal like this. And then we're going to call it, I don't think I'm going to rename them because it's just more than I want to do. But we'll take those and it's going to be called Electric Portal. And there are 10 of those. So Dice, Smoky Portal, Electric Portal, 10. Let's refresh. And let's see how this sounds and looks. Do this. Come over here. Psychic damage. It's a little, I heard a little bit of an extra echo on that, but there's a chance it might work. Let's do this. Throw out 12 D12s. Thunder. Just waiting for those to clear on their own. So like a, you're going to clear. Little bit too much there. It's a little bit too much. Do I have a secondary option here? The compare threshold. I think the compare threshold. There's such thing as too much. If this played recently, passing in the compared threshold, and the default we're using is 50 milliseconds. Got a lot of underlines up here. Let's take care of these while we're here. Okay, so I'm going to say instead of being at 50 milliseconds, we're going to make it a little bit wider gap instead of 50. So we'll jump all the way back here. On these right here, I'm going to say it's got to be at least 200 milliseconds between plays, and that will stop that kind of overlapping thump, 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 thump. Pudding says, if you don't believe me, go check out last night's Dragon Humpers. Retro CRT's here. What's this? Turn it on. That's Retro CRT, kids. Welcome. You too can get your own fanfare if you just hang out here long enough. Pudding's referring to Dragon Humpers. That's the show we do this on. There's the link for it. Go give us a follow out there if you like kind of crazy over the top Dungeons and Dragons. We had a pretty good show last night. We do it every Wednesdays and Sunday nights. Yeah, it's fun. Okay, so I'm making that small change right there. I'm just going to listen to it now. Basically, what you're watching me do is this kind of iterative approach to design until I get it really close to what I would describe as perfect. And so that's kind of where I am. Let's throw out some dice here. Let's take, let's do 5d8 fire. Then we'll watch those clear off and see, watch and listen and see how that sounds. Here we go. It's not bad. It's really not bad. I'm going to just add this same piece down here as well. Give me a 200 down here. and a 200 down here, just so we kind of prevent that overlapping of the audio thunk, 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 thunk sound. We'll do one more refresh, and then we'll wrap up this feature. We'll say that is done. Okay, again, we're going to throw out, this time I'm going to throw out 20. So we'll throw out 20 D20s. And here comes the clear as soon as these settle right now. All right, I'm going to call that, that's a hit. That's good. Fred, what do you think? Fred says, good. Fred's a fan of it. Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, I'm feeling a little under the weather today. So I think instead of doing massive brain stuff, I think I'm actually going to work on another thing that I've been thinking about. And it's when we are telling the story, we've got these NPC characters up here. And at times they are talking, or we want to call attention to them. When we ship it, are things not working from the chat room? Let me try fixed. That's working for me. Did we just get the wrong commands here? Ship it. It compiles. Let's ship it. There you go.
Let's ship it.
Okay, we just got to get the right ones. I just saw the commands out there, and I was a little worried that things weren't working. Okay, glad to hear that those things are working. Let's get the Code Rush music going, playing back again now that we're not so deep in the sound. So sometimes we're telling the story, and here, let me get rid of some of these. We'll throw some others up here. And the Dungeon Master says something like, well, Lord Duron says this, and he's talking to you. I'd like a way to indicate that. Oh, on the NPC cards, what about having their hit points left? This was intentional. I took that out. Instead, we have the word healthy is what we have. Or, you know, bleeding out, that sort of thing. So the purpose of that, Coney Gorilla says, I need a cheat sheet for this stream. You do. I think there, if you go to the, I think when you do the level command, I think which is this, gives you a link to that README. That README, I think, gives you the shortcut commands here. There they are. So you kind of got it. See? Not bad. Does this even work? One of my favorite ones. Okay. So anyway, those are there. That's where you can go. Let me. You got the link there in the chat room. You go take a look at that. Sup, pudding. So, and this is so. The question is, wait, why don't we have the hit points there? And the reason we don't is because when it's an enemy, you don't really know what their hit points are, and it takes you out of the game. So, but instead, Dungeon Masters are encouraged to use words like bruised, badly beaten, you know, barely hanging on, so that you have a sense of how healthy they are, like you would if you were in a real fight, but you don't actually know a number. So it's just to make it feel like more like you're playing, you're simulating a real world event. There are like 3 different commands for help, aren't there? I'm not sure what you're talking about, Pudding. So Miss Boo says, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, but I do want I do want to be able to highlight them. And I think I want to do it. So if I'm looking at the Stream Deck, if you want to look at the Stream Deck right now, this is what I'm looking at on my Stream Deck. And this is what the Dungeon Master has too. So if I want to make Lady Tirania go away, I just hit the 11 right here, that button, and Lady Tirania goes away. And then if I hit it again, Lady Tirania comes back. And I think what I want to do is I want to do a double click. So if I go 1, 2, instead of it going away and coming back, the 1 comes in and it waits just a moment to see if it's going to get a second one. And if it gets a second one, what it's going to do before, instead of going away, is it's going to now indicate the character is talking in some way. So that's kind of what I'm looking at, a sense that the character is talking. I don't know exactly how I'm going to do it, but I have a sense. I'll show you where I'm going with this. We're just kind of playing and designing this now. So how do we tell if a character is talking? Let's do two things. I'm going to start up After Effects, and I'm going to grab the asset that we use for that scroll. In-game creatures, it's one of these right here. So open that up. Actually, I don't necessarily really want to open that there. I really want to drag it down into After Effects. Okay, there's that. I've got After Effects, new project, and new composition. I'm off screen on here. I'm aware of that. I'm going to drag it up in a second, but I just want to drag this down into it, and then I'll bring it up so you can see it. All right, here's my new project. That's what I've got. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually rely on a plugin here called Saber that I like, and it helps me get a lot of effects that are kind of magical looking. I've already used that same effect. Watch, when we go into battle, I'll show you what happens here. So we're going into battle. It's a rolling dice for everybody. And once we get past this and we can start doing it, I can hit the next turn button. And now, so this is what I use Saber for, to create things like that. And that. So see what's happening there? That's when it's their turn. But I want something different when they're talking. And I think I'm going to do a double click off the Stream Deck and have something more subtle when they're talking. That's what I'm playing with. So let's just see what we can create inside of After Effects and see if it's going to be cool. So we've got the Saber layer I put down here. We're going to put the Saber effect on it. We've also got particle effects too that we can play with as well. And we have our own particle emitter. Should I go with the emitter? I think I'm not going to go with the emitter for now. I want to go back and look at the emitter in a bit. I need to make it transparent, so it's going to go through to the bottom, and I need to change this to work with layer masks. Then I need to create a mask. I think I can do it just by drawing the rectangle right here. That looks good. Okay, and it's behind the parchment. So here's like a thing. It's not really animated, but it's just a flat out glow. It's kind of a glowing effect. And we can adjust some of the factors of it here. So it kind of comes up. But I do kind of want it to be animated a bit. Let's see what we got here. Let's play with some of these. What's fog? Ooh, fog looks maybe subtle enough to work. Let's go to 100%. And let's see what fog looks like here. It's just generating the frames here. Wait, we're making the NPCs talk? When does Fred get a voice? Fred, you got any plans for getting a voice? You think you want to share? No? Okay, so let's come back up here. Let's look at this. Hit play. It's not bad. I think I'm going to use it. Let's use it. All right, so let's generate it. Here we go. It's going to be lossless with alpha. Output 2. I'm going to create a new folder here. We're going to call this player talks or whatever player, that kind of a thing. And we'll call this player talks. All right, and we'll generate it. So step 1 is generating that. Oops, hold on. That was wrong. Because I want to take off the parchment. I don't want the parchment there at all. So we'll try one more time. Render one more time. Lossless with alpha. Overwrite player talks. Yep, replace it. And go, render. All right, next we're gonna go over into Adobe Premiere. Okay. We'll save this to player talks. So we'll move this over to a different folder, After Effects projects, player talks. Somebody rating? Polarin's rating with Party 5. Thanks, Polarin. This is a raid message. This is a raid message. Could put the animated speaker right under the number. Yeah, I got that. We're for folks who just rated in. We are working through some UI for determining when somebody is. Well, what's this? I got to dance. There's some killer dance moves here you can get only on this show. Welcome to Code Rush. We're Dog Food and Code Rush and writing code in Visual Studio C#. Right now we're working on some UI elements right now. I want to indicate when a player is talking. And we're working with the Stream Deck. I've got one of these right in front of me right here. Here, I'll show it to you, the one I'm using right here. It allows me to push different buttons. Like I want to make Fred do a thumbs up. I just hit this button right there. Fred gives me a thumbs up like that. We're going to do something similar for these characters across the top. I want to try something to make sure I don't have a bug. I'm going to remove Lady Tarania by hitting number 11 up here. And do we get rid of the background? Nice. I'm going to bring her back. And there we go. That kind of outline around there indicates it's her turn. But I also want to have something so that the Dungeon Master can indicate that somebody is talking to you, so that our eyes can go to that point. And I've settled on this animation right here. I've saved it. I'm now going to go over to here. We're going to close all this down in Premiere, and we're going to open it up, and we're going to create a loop, and then we're going to save it out as PNG. Then we're going to open it up into our application. You'll see it right here live when we get the whole thing working. That's what we're working on now. So let me get a good project to put this in. What do we have? Like player in-game. Do I have any in-game things here? Looks like I don't. I'm going to just create a new folder. Oh, we do have one right there. NPCs and monsters. And so we're going to call this player talking. Like that. Fred controls himself. He's self-aware now. Fred, is that true? Are you self-aware? Oh, good. It's all right. Thought he was trying some sort of sneaky plan there, something he wanted to do to me, but I think we're okay, everybody. Did you just do something, Fred? Did you just do something? Okay. All right. What kind of backing program? Wait. Did I miss something? What's controlling Fred? How's Fred being controlled? Yeah. So how is it working? So Fred is composed of a couple pieces. When you see his hands, those are animations that are playing in front on a front layer, matching the color of the skin that Fred has right now. So we've got the buttons that we can press. Those, press buttons like we want him to point to the viewer, we can do that. Or if we want him to point to me, we can do that as well. That sort of thing. So Fred's got a number of those animations. Fred himself is like a 2.5 minute loop that's just running, just a video loop down in the corner of the screen. We're using SignalR. We're using Twitch plugins. So we're actually listening to a Twitch chat room. When I hit the Stream Deck, it sends a command out to the Twitch chat room, and then we look for it, verify the authenticity of it, and then play the correct animation. That's what's happening here. So that's what we're doing. Let's hide that scroll. Okay, Adobe Premiere. we are in here. We're going to go and take that file we just generated, which is, I think I'm going to do two things. I'm going to, let's get a different, let's go over here. The file we just generated, I think is over in my E drive, in videos. I think I got a new folder I just created called Player Talks. There it is. Okay, so I'm going to drag this into Adobe Premiere, step one. Let's get rid of these guys across the top so we can see for a little bit here. We'll bring them back when we're testing. 5, 9, 10, 11, and 12 are gone. Okay, now we're going to, yeah, C# and TypeScript. Yeah, TwitchLib we're using. That's actually really similar to what I was working on, says Polarian. Oh, cool. TwitchLib is just for reading Twitch, chat, and events. That's exactly what's going on there. All right, so now we've got this in here in Adobe Premiere. It's what, 8 seconds long. I need it to be shorter, and I think about 3 seconds is good because it's subtle and there are not a lot of identifying pieces. So I'm going to cut right here in the middle. I'm going to make this part right here be the beginning, and I'm going to make this be the end, and I'm going to cut both of these and trim off the stuff I don't want out of both of these. So kill that, and now I've got, I'm creating my loop here. I just need to get a cross dissolve right in the middle, like this, and now what I have is something that goes continuously without, and you don't see the jump anywhere. So now if I take this and I were to come over here and put this back to back like that, you would just see one continuous piece there. Okay, so that's my background. I'm going to nest both of these in one group. So I'll call this the player talks loop or the highlight loop, whatever we want to do. Polarian says, yeah, I'm working with TwitchLib to tie Unity, cool, into the stream. And I'm building mixed reality environment. I want to watch your show. That's awesome. For my workshop. So very similar in some ways. Yeah. Wouldn't it be fun? Well, I don't know. For me, I say this. Wouldn't it be fun if I just had tons of time to be able to do all of this amazing stuff? That would be awesome. That's super cool, Polarian. Thanks for the raid. I love it. And very, very cool. Well, it's not there yet. Yeah, but that's the whole point. Is it's not there yet, right? You're building it. That sounds awesome. All right, next thing I want to do is I want to make this, I want to switch the color up a little bit on this. I want to make this red. And the reason I'm going for red is because it's a standard point at which I can color shift. So I'm going to drop that down. What do we got here? Effect controls. Got my hue shift in here. Let's move this to here so we can see these at the same time. And let's hue shift it so we get it to something that looks more red. Right about there. And let's just watch it play. All right, I'm going to call that done. Now we're going to save it. We're going to generate it. So we'll throw this out. We're not an MP3. It's going to be a PNG file. So far we've used Premiere to create sound effects, animations, all of that. All right, we're going to throw this in to in-game players. I think that's in scrolls. So let's go into scrolls, in-game creatures, new folder, call it player talks. That, and the file is going to be called player talks. It's going to generate a whole bunch of PNG files for me. Let's go ahead and generate that. Also, we're going to start up a program we wrote a while back called the animation cropper. So that's going to get us a bunch of, it's going to get us like 1920 by 1080 images out there. And we want to crop that down to the smallest size we can. In-game creatures, player talks. So that's what we want to grab one of these, open it, and crop it. And so this is the tool we wrote. It's just going through analyzing every frame removing the any lines that are completely free of any drawing in there. Pudding says, I'd strongly advise against using Unity. That sounds pretty awesome, Plaren. Give you a follow so I can check that out. Yeah, it does sound awesome, Plaren. But yeah, I'll drop a follow as well to come say hi when possible. Okay, back. Plaren, you got 2 follows while you were gone. Did you create the art for Fred? I did. Well, kind of. I took his face started as a green lizard footage that I looked at, and I decided that I think I can get in a loop. It was really close, and it's moving so slowly that you don't sit there and you just watch. You don't realize he's in a loop because you look away. Every time you look at him, he looks a little bit different. I got footage of like a hacker, which was essentially a dark hood. And that footage is just breathing a little bit. So there's a little bit of motion there, just a little bit. In the background, I've got 2 static pictures, one of a bow and the other of arrows. And the arrows are individual, but I'm moving them slightly over the course of the 2 minutes, just to match his movement a little bit, right? And you can see there the arrows shifting a little bit. Look at the arrows shift. See that? They're just moving a little bit. Those are just static pictures. It looks, there's a 3D illusion. There's a lot that you were kind of, exploring here in terms of what does it take to convince somebody that something is real. And the lighting's got to match. The shadows have to be there, right? But those things are kind of there, right? The lighting on the bow and arrow, I set up, and the lighting on the gecko, or whatever it is, the lighting on the lizard was set up as well, was all kind of set up to match. And I think it works pretty well. So, all right. Yeah. All right, so let's see. Let's go look at the files that we've got generated here. So over here, we've got player talks, and now we've got these all cropped down, and they're about the right size. Okay? Next, we need to load these. We need to do something with these. We need to get our double click working first, I think. So I'm going to do that in C#. So up here in the C# Dungeons and Dragons app, we need to go find what happens when I actually hit the button on the Stream Deck. So when I hit like the number 4, we need to go find the code that does this, right? When that thing is coming in. One easy way I can find is I can select it and see what is the message that we're sending. And it's called toggle in-game creature. Cool. I'll just copy that to the clipboard, come over here, hit my jump to symbol key for Code Rush, and I'll find that. And that's being called here from execute NBC command. So what I want to do here, I want to set a breakpoint. I want to create a timer. And then if I get this in a second one before the timer expires, then I want to reset the timer and do something different. That's a double click. But if the timer goes, it's a single click, and then I want to remove or add the in-game creature. That's what I want to do. Lauren says, yeah, I know Unity has issues, but I'm not doing an engine from scratch and have limited time in my day. Plus, Unity's fun. A lot of people are working with it, and if you can kind of get it to work, you can, you're accomplishing something that maybe other people can use as well. Plus, my approach to Unity dev is not the standard. Okay. Thanks for the follows. Cool. All right, so that's what we want to do. I've got a breakpoint here. I'm going to hit the number 4. We should get the breakpoint. We are not getting the breakpoint. Is that because we're not running? It's because we're not running. Hold on. I like to do a lot of work in edit and continue. So that's why I'm not writing the code now. I think we can do it all in edit and continue. That's the challenge. Once we start, we're going to change the behavior and see if we can make all that work without ever having to restart. We'll see if we can get that to work. Cryptic Dreams 8923 says it's a chameleon. All right, I'm sorry. You probably read it. My bad. Okay, we're now up and running. Now I'm going to hit that button, hitting the number 4. We're at the breakpoint. Okay. So now we want to, and we're working C# and XAML. So I'm just going to, I think I want a new dispatcher timer here. What is it called? Dispatcher timer. Sweet. All right. What is it one in here? What am I, dispatcher priority? Am I using this anywhere else? Looks like I'm not. Okay. Let's declare a new local for that. There's my timer. Interval. Set that equal to time span from seconds. What are we going to give it? 2 seconds? I'm going to switch this, not from seconds, from milliseconds, and I'm going to make it 1500. You got a second and a half to get your 2 in there. Boom, boom. Boom, 1, 2, maybe a second. See, the problem we're balancing here is we want responsiveness when we want it to appear as well, though. And you've already got the delay from the time they hit it to the time it goes out to the server, and Twitch's time it gets to my machine. There's like probably about 200 milliseconds in there anyway. It's a lizard barbarian. That's right, Pudding. It's a lizard barbarian. That's right. Fred knows what he is. He doesn't need anybody telling him what he is. I'm trying to hit buttons for Fred, but he's not working because we're in a break point. Okay, so we'll give it a second. You got a second to get 2 hits in. Okay, then we're going to say we want to do a start. We also want to do a, what is it, tick. Give it a plus equals. And let's rename that to toggle in-game creature tick. And I think there's something else we want to do, actually. All of this I only want to do. Look, if they're not on screen, I want to pop them up immediately. Okay, so on screen is the question, right? So if they're not on screen, we're going to make them go on screen and show them. But if they are on screen, we're going to set the timer and run. That's what we're going to do. And wait a second. We need the second click coming in. We need to intercept the second click coming in. Let me think about that. I want to move this code down here. Let's do this. Dispatcher timer. Let's set its data tag. Got data. Do I have a data? Do I have a tag property? Is equal to that right there. I can't remember the Fred finger command. He has feelings. He does have feelings. Set that there. Then I want to say if sender is dispatcher timer. And timer.tag is in-game creature. Then we're going to go in and do this. We're going to also tell the timer to stop. And I think I'm also going to, just in case, I'm not sure for sure about this, but I'm going to subtract ourselves from it. So it really knows it can get rid of itself. There's no references from it to us or anything along those lines. I think we're good. And then that thing should go away. I hope. The thing should be garbage collected. There's another problem though. There's a secondary hit, secondary connect. With the second one comes in, we need to know if we've set this. So I'm almost feeling it's a Boolean that's going to be, it's going to be waiting for double click, double tap, double press, double tap. That's what I'm going to say. And so here we're going to say, hey, if we're already waiting for it, then we're going to do the thing. And when I say do the thing, it's going to be this right here. So let's take this and extract this to its own method. And we're going to call this hide in-game creature. Like that. So if we're waiting for the double tap, then we're going to say set that to false, and we're going to get out of here. Okay, like that. Otherwise, we're going to set waiting for double tap to true right here. And then we set up the timer, and we're gone. I think instead of doing the return here, I like more of the symmetry of this, I think. I like that a little bit better. Okay, so let's clear a breakpoint and run and see if that 1,000 seconds is enough. So we'll run, river comes up, that's number 4. Waiting for double tap, boom, boom. Oh wait, it's not this. This is our double tap, but we don't want to hide the in-game creature. We want to do something different. So let me do this. I'm going to hit it once to remove it. Huh. We did the start. The interval is a second. We didn't even get out there, or did we? I want to see what's going on here. Run. Oops. Okay, one more time. I'm going to hit 4. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. What's going on here? We're not getting here. Let's do it again. Hit F4. There's the second tap. We got that. I'm hitting start on the dispatch timer. Interval's right. Should still work, even though it's local and it's going to be disposed, the garbage collected. That should still get me here, no matter what, in 1 second. All right, let's continue to run and just make sure we hit the first bit of code. Hitting that, hitting it again. All right, so we're here. Yeah, this is like, and I call in dispatcher timer.start, run. Is it because it really, this must be it. It must be because this thing needs to be static. A field variable. I think it might be garbage collected, and then it's like, all right, so if it's garbage collected, it no longer is going to come out, and let's change this. We put this here. Let's rename this to the stream deck double tap timer. I think that's my problem. All right, so let's keep running. I'm going to clear this, and now we're going to put it on. Shows up immediately. I'm going to turn it off. Now is it going to go off? It's still not going off. How is this not working? One more time should get us our double tap right up there, but way too much time has passed. Let me go look at other examples with the timer. So this one's interesting. Activate shortcut request. This one works and it's a local. Sets up the interval. Oh, we are adding it to shortcut timers though. Okay, so that one that's okay though. So that's, yeah. Curious. Bring back river. Turn river off. New dispatch timer. start. And is it possible we're getting here, but this breakpoint's just not firing? Sometimes I've seen that where I kind of need to do that. Yeah, one more time. Yeah, I don't get it. I'm gonna shut this down and I'm gonna try running again. Because the code looks good to me. Okay, now we should execute this code here, which should get us down to there. Here we go. Breakpoint, run. And we still aren't getting here. The only difference is I'm putting these in new event handlers in here, but that doesn't make sense. Like that would really be the difference. I don't think it's the difference. We're not hitting in the event. We're just not getting it. We're using dispatch timers all over the place in here. How is it that it's not working? Yeah, we're stepping over it. It's getting to the start. It is starting it. Guess I'm going to throw a search out to the internet. I don't think that's my problem. Is it that I'm in the wrong thread, maybe? Let's try to stick this in a dispatch, and maybe that's my problem. Maybe I'm putting this in the wrong thread. Let's see what happens. I want all of this to be in a dispatch invoke. Let's see if that solves it for me, because this is coming from a not the UI thread, this call. I'm wondering if that's my problem. Really? You don't like that edit? It was nowhere near you. All right, fine. We'll restart it. I have a feeling this might be it. That I can only create a new dispatcher timer and or start a new dispatcher and timer from a dispatcher invoke call. That may be my problem. Which is really interesting. It's got to be on the main UI thread. If that's the case, I didn't know that. All right, hitting number 4. Hitting 4 again. That was it. Oh my God. Okay, so there's the hide. So my double click is here. That's my double click right there. So let's just test that a second here. I'm going to hit F4, or sorry, the 4. This button right here. I'm going to hit that now once and wait. Wait, why do we get here? Why did we get here? Did we fail to clear it down here? We did. We need to clear it here. We set this to false here. Okay. All right, so we made that change. So hitting 4 brings it up on screen. Hitting 4 again and not touching anything takes it away in about a second. Okay, so that so far so good. Next, bring it back up. And now I want to double click it. Boom, boom. No, that's not good. Back up. Double click again. I'm going to try one more time. 1, 2. That time it worked. Run it. Bring it back up. I'm going to try to double click really fast. Here, 1, 2. We hit it. Okay. I just want to make sure we're hitting it because we did that first time I tried. So this point is now, instead of saying hide in-game creature, we want to say in-game creature talks. Like that. That's what I think we want to do. So we're going to come in here and say in-game creature talks. And I guess I'll say talks. And we need to get that in-game creature and change its data. So it's now talking. We say in-game creature, all in-game creatures. I want to go to here. All in-game creatures set talking. In-game creature. Toggle talking is what I'm going to say. Like that. Passing in this in-game creature. So let's go down to all in-game creatures. Sorry. And let's do this. And we're going to say, hey, if creature is equal to in-game creature, the one we're passing in, then we're going to say creature dot is talking is equal to not creature is talking. Otherwise, we're going to say creature. Nope, not what I wanted to do. Otherwise, we're going to say creature dot is talking is equal to false. So what this is going to do, here we'll declare this right here on in-game creature. is talking. Like that. We also have an in-game creature down in TypeScript that we need to connect with. So let's go find that. In-game creature. There it is right there, selected for us. Is talking. Okay, so we've just now added that down here. Back up to C#. So there's a talking. I think we're done in C#. Okay, so we're going to call toggle talking for the in-game creature. So that means a double click will make turn talking on or off, and it's going to be like a radio button. So only one can be talking at a time. And then we're going to call in-game creature talks, which is going to go send update in-game creatures call. And if we go back down here, I think we can find that. Looking for it in connection.cs, but I don't see it there. Well, we can do here in the Dragon back game. We can go there. Let's go back here. Update in-game creatures. Back game update. Process in-game creature command. Here we go. Here's where the talk. Okay. So we want to come down here. Else if it's equal to talk. Then we're going to say update in-game creature talk indicator. All right, that's what we want to do. It's going to be a little bit similar to this one right here, I think. A little bit. Certainly in terms of the signature. So let's select that whole thing. Let's duplicate it. And let's just hit escape so we just keep everything else for now. Num creatures before update. No. Actually, it might be as simple as just a for loop here. So I think what we want to do is we want to say, hey, this is the creature. We want to say, hey, if this dot is talking, then we're going to say, make sure this guy's talking. Like that. And I think we want to send the sound manager in there as well. And then we're going to, otherwise we're going to say, make sure this creature is not talking or silent. Clear creature talking indicator. I suppose to be symmetric, it would be show creature talking indicator. Okay, let's declare this. There's my show. Creature and sound manager are coming in. This is going to be clear. Okay, next we need to load up those assets, right? The animated pieces that we just built. These right here. So let's go do that. So we're going to call this creature talk. Creature talking. Update positions for free elements. Yeah, we're going to need to do this same similar code here. Because what happens is we move things left or right, that sort of thing. Duplicate this. This is my new creature talking. And this is going to be in, I think we're still in scroll. in-game creatures. And what are we calling the folder? Player talks. I'm going to change that. Creature talks. And then the file is called player talks, like that. And I've got how many? 88. 88 frames of animation, FPS 30. This is a loop. Origin X and Y. This we may have to adjust a little bit. I think it's the upper left corner. If I'm recalling correctly where I put it before. I think that's my origin right there, 112, 103. Let's see if that works, and we'll adjust it. 103. So there's my creature talking there. See where else scroll up here is hanging out. Okay, we're disabling gravity on it. Cool. We're drawing it. I want to draw it back in this space. Right here. So active turn, since it's kind of bigger, will be, and higher contrast will be back behind it. Then we're going to put this creature talking in front of it. Although the Dungeon Master will probably never need to say that that creature's talking at the same time that it's their turn. Okay. Get active turn indicator sprite for creature. You bet I'm going to duplicate this. This is going to be called get talking indicator sprite. We're going to go through those. So looking for that. Keep looking for the active turn indicator. Clear the sprites there. We need a line like this right here. And I think we actually need a number of these lines right here when we actually create it. And we actually need this too. And we've got some hue shifting going on too. All right, let's do this. Let's get our hue shift. Cool. So all of this is pretty close to what we need where we were leaving off here, I think. Hello, hola, how are you? I've watched your Code Rush channel. Okay, I'm good. How are you? And great job. Oh, I love that. I feel like I'm getting punked right now. Should have 1 billion views. Ah, okay. All right, cool. I'm so scared. I'm getting a phone call right now too. Everybody's coming at me. Okay. Alrighty. Thanks so much for that exciting conversation. I love engaging with bots. It makes me so happy. So we got the creature talking indicator there. Let's see where else is showing up. We're almost done, I feel. I think that's it. Move sprites too. This is when we move the creature. So we need to do the same thing. Creature talking, do the same thing. That's going to take care of our animation and our movement. That's why we're not to ban that one. I know. I was thinking I had a bad feeling about this when it was coming in. We do the creature talking. Yep, it's updating the positions as well. Good. There's our creation. Disable gravity. We've done that. I think we're good. So, okay, let's jump back to where we were, those two empty methods that we need to write. Here we go, right here. Let's do with show, work with show first. So show is here. This is going to become creature. Same thing here, creature. The delay start. There's going to be no delay start of this thing. I think I might have them play say their name when I do it. That's what I'm thinking about. I might just do the same thing as if it's their turn. It's the same thing as kind of when they're talking. Maybe. I may want it more subtle, actually, to be honest. All right, this will create it and sets the data in there, in the sprite. What I want to do I want that there, creature talking. We're going to add creature talking. Don't have an X. We need to figure out how that X is calculated. Let's go see how it's done. The X is passed in. Get X of existing creature. Cool. So that is what we're doing there. We got to get X for it. Cool. All right, we're going to see if we can find that indicator already. And we're going to say, if it already exists, then we're going to, I think we're just going to return. We're not going to create it. And the way get talking indicator sprite for creature works is it's just going to call get sprite for creature, passing in that creature to it and the sprites that we're interested in, the creature talking sprites. Then it goes in there and it's just checking, comparing the data. Does the data equal to the in-game creature? If it does, we found that sprite. And the reason that makes sense is because of this line of code right here, where we assign creature to data. So I think this one works. And I think down here, the code looks like this. If we didn't find it, then we return. Otherwise, we're going to say this dot fade out now. And give it like 500 milliseconds. I think that might be all the code we need. Let's see if that works. That's in the back overlay. So I'm going to turn that off and refresh that. Refresh the data. Wait, where am I? We're not, what are we not running? I've got a main window, but it's not responsive. It's if I'm at a breakpoint. Oh no, I am at a breakpoint. Okay. All right. So run. Let's refresh. Let's see if this is going to work now. So hitting 4. Sorry, one more time. Hitting 4. Nothing is working. Potentially broke something. Let's jump in over here, see if we can see any console log messages here. That's the back overlay right there. Refresh, inspect, console, hit a button 4. Looks like I got a breakpoint we're jumping to. Missing method. We need to restart. That's an edit and continue issue, I think. Try again. If this works, we said it looks like it wasn't working, but if this works, or if this works with just a few changes, I'm going to call that a positive sign that our architecture is in good shape. That's what I'm going to say. Hitting number 4, there's River. Hitting the number 4 again and not touching anything. Goes away. Good. Hitting number 4 to bring him up. And now I'm going to double tap him. See what happens. Nope, I don't like that. Bring him up again. Try again. Maybe give a little more pause between the taps. 1, 2. Now, thought we had that part working here. That's where we should be. Bring him up. Double tap. Now I'm here. Okay. The other thing I want to do, I just think I realized this, is I want to say this dot stop. Did I forget to do that? Wait, where do I have code that already stops it? All right, I want this too. Like that. Okay. So nothing, I'm not seeing any highlighting down here. Let's see if I can get that double tap again, the breakpoint here again. Tap, tap. Oh, disheartening. It's not reliable. The Stream Deck does not appear to be reliable on this. Tapping once, one more time. Tap, tap. Got it. Let's double check it. Do it again. Tap, tap. Got it. Maybe we are okay. One more time. Tap, tap, real fast. The fast. So what's happening is if I do it fast, the Stream Deck, I think its built-in software is detecting it as a bounce of the context of the switch as it goes down. That's what I think is happening. So I have to give it a little bit of space there to very solidly indicate it's a double tap. Okay. Not sure if I still want to use the interface or not. All right. So toggle talking comes to here. And then in-game creature talks goes to here, which sends this. All of this should be working up above. So I'm now going to go below and see what we can figure out. Do we have any console messages here? We do not. We do have some kind of stray console log messages here. In the in-game creature manager. Let's turn those off. Let's be very focused about what we're going to do with our console logs. Let me drop a marker because I want to come back here. In-game creature manager. Look for console. There it is right there. I'll keep that one. I don't need that anymore. How did we lose in-game creature manager though? Should be console in here. There it is. Okay, good. Only those two there. Let's get back over to where we were. And let's do this. All right, excuse me. All right, there's my refresh right over there. Refresh the data. Double tap. Number 4, no messages in the console log. Okay. It's not dropping. If I single tap it, does it drop? It does. Bring it up. So my double tap doesn't even seem to be getting that piece called. Let's figure out why. So we're not even getting maybe into here. Let's do this. All right, we got a few more. Refresh. Refresh the data. Tap, tap. Command is talks. That's my problem, maybe. All right, let's refresh it. Refresh the data. Tap, tap. Update in-game creature talk indicator. Okay, we're getting closer. We're in here. Nobody's talking. That's my problem. And I think I know why. Refresh, refresh. I know, it's so quiet in here today. All right, here we go. 1, 2. Oh, someone is talking. Why are you so far away? So we did actually get somebody talking. Okay, so that means now if I double click it again, it goes away. 1, 2. It says creating sprite to indicate talking. 1, 2. Someone is talking. 1, 2. Just building a bunch of these. Why aren't we finding it? We're setting data equal to the creature. Sprite is there inside creature talking. Get talking indicator sprites for creature. Should totally work. That should all work. Is it possible This is my problem. Hold on. I need code like this. I need code like that. Hold on. Because I've got what's passed down, but I don't have what's local as well, and I think I need to use that, to save that, to work with that. Okay, so I'm going to use that index to get the in-game creature by index. If that doesn't exist, do I want to do that? This guy should already, I'm sorry, not that one, this one. I don't know if I want to play with that or not. I think I just want to say continue. If it doesn't exist, I think it's what I want to do. Then I want to say existing creature. Then we're going to say, the only thing we care about is just talking here. All right, still here lurking. Got to go now, though. Okay, last month. Let's see if this is any better. Let's come over here, refresh this. And I think this is going to be better in terms of the data assignment. Right in here. Now we're actually adding the in-game creature that we know about. And then that'll help the other pieces find it and remove it. So I think that is going to work. Okay, 2 taps. Here we go. 1, 2. Oh, look, it's in the right place. Pretty much. Got to move it to the right a bit. And then hide it. Does it go away? The back doesn't go away. Ah. Let's figure that part out. That hiding should be pretty easy. I think we missed one of these. What? Best bot so far. It was at least semi-conversational. You know what the problem was with it in Coding Gorilla? Is that every message was exactly the same number of milliseconds between each other, right? It's like, and also that big paragraph came out of nowhere, right? You need time to do a big paragraph. So they need to really make it to feel more real. They need to change that timing between those messages, I think. Yeah, grab random data, turn them into a message. Yep. I don't understand how we're getting rid of the active turn indicator. Well, let's see. Remove in-game creatures here. Let's see where we're actually getting rid of it. Move creature with animation. Oh, I see what we're doing. Hold on. I see why why I wasn't able to find it. Active turn indicator. Find this and get this one nearby it. There. So we need something kind of like this. What is this? This is an updating your creature. Sorry, we don't need it here. Not there. Hold on. Remove. This is the one where we need it. Okay, so we need kind of a duplicate here. This is going to be our creature talking indicator sprite. Like that. Okay, that I think fixes the problem where that's sticking around. Let's go find that creature talking, active talking, no, what is it? Creature talking indicator. My X is it was a little bit to the left. So we need to take that anchor position and I think move it a little bit to the left. That's what we need to do. So I'm going to make this 105, 107 maybe. Let's refresh over here, refresh here, and hit the 4 button to bring it up. 2 clicks, 1, 2. Creature clear, it says clear creature talking indicator. Let's try one time. 1, 2. Okay, not bad. 1, 2. There we go. 1, 2. Need to move it down and to the right a little bit more. So let's make this 102. We need to move it down. Which means about, like, say 97 maybe, something like that. Let's try that. Refresh over here. There's my clear, 1, 2. Down a little bit more. And then we'll switch this over to the live stream here and we'll fix it on the stream. And I think that'll be a show. 4 pixels, I think. All right, let's refresh on the show. River. Nice. I like the glow. The glow moves with it. Sweet. That's what I was talking about. When I was talking about if this all works with a little bit of, just a little bit of work, then I'm going to now double click on 10 for Lord Duran. Lord Duran. Nice. Yeah, I'm a fan of the glow. But wait, River's still glowing. What's happening there?
The game.
What's happening there? I thought I fixed all that. Turn off River. Up. Yeah, the problem with the double click is that debouncing that's occurring. Try the same with the 5. 1, 2. Nope, too fast. Try the 10. 1, 2. Got some power outages happening here. Wow. That double click is not feeling good. It's disappearing. And then when I click it once after it's disappeared, it doesn't come back. There's another one. Hold on. 1, 2. Now it did it. 1, 2. That's what I'm expecting. But it sounds like that. It feels like there's a debouncing. It's making this unreliable to use the Stream Deck to do this. Okay, why isn't it disabling the other guys? That doesn't make sense to me. Toggle talking. This is the code. It should turn everybody else off. What's happening? In-game creature talks. Oh, we're only sending over the one creature. That's the problem. There's the problem right there. So let's do it again. Let's make Noctan talk. And we want to do this all in-game creatures, I think. Is that true? I think we do. It'd be really smart if we only took over the ones that changed. We only sent the ones that changed. Let's consider that. Yeah, let's make toggle talking return only the ones that have changed. Okay, so we're gonna do that. I'm gonna need to stop the app to do that. We're gonna have this thing return a list of those in-game creatures right there. Changed creatures. That's going to be cool. All right. So now we're going to come down here and we're going to say, for sure, we're going to say change creatures.add to this guy. And down here, what we want to say is we want to say, hey, else if we're talking, then we want to say, no, we're not talking. And we want to say add that creature. So we're going to get, like, under regular circumstances, expected circumstances, we're going to get 1 or 2 folks in this list. So then I can come in here and toggle talking. We can create a new result for this right here. And then I'm going to say in-game creature talks, and we're going to add that as a parameter right there. And we're going to say creatures talking, or creatures, shoot. Creatures changed. And then we're going to send that down. So instead of just this new list here, we're going to send down all of those guys. That should work. All right, let's do that. If that works, we're going to stop the show. Yeah, it's sending chat messages. If so, isn't the double click dependent on timing of the chat messages? Yep. Yeah, it is. And I may have to tweak that, Coding Gorilla, figure out some other way to solve that. Because I'm just trying to figure out, can we solve it with discipline, like a measured approach there? Or do I need a whole nother page of Stream Deck buttons to indicate talking? I could do it, create a new page of these. I was just trying to avoid that, but maybe I do that. All right, so hitting the number 4. Double clicking number 4. Good, bringing up to 10, 11, and 12. Double clicking 11. Oops, I double clicked 12, sorry about that. Double clicking 11.
Lady Taranya.
Double clicking 10.
Lord Duran.
Feel like it's working. Double clicking 4.
River.
Double clicking 11.
Lady Taranya.
Double clicking 12. We don't have Crow Russell in there yet. Bring up 9. I love how the glow stays with it. Double clicking 10.
Lord Duran.
And double clicking 10 again, just turn it off. Well, that's the essence of what I was trying to get. The double clicking I'm not so happy about, but it's now seems to be working okay. Let's try again. If I make it intentional, like it's a click, click like that, in other words, I give it a slight delay as opposed to a real fast tap, I think it'll work. 9, double click.
Janus.
Nice. 10.
Borderon.
Seems more reliable now. 10, 11.
Lady Taranya.
4.
River.
Then let's get rid of 4. Just takes a little longer to get rid of them because we're waiting that 1 second interval to make sure nothing else comes in. 3. I think I want to take that 1000 and drop it, actually. That's what I want to do. Gordzilla 2K is following. Thanks for that follow. We're going to change this right here. Boom, boom. Boom. Here we go. Let's give me only maybe 700 milliseconds to get in. Let's see if that works, how reliable that feels. All right, so 9, 9.
Janus.
That worked. 10, 10. Nope. I think it didn't get the second one in. I think that was the debouncing. Try it again. 10, 10. Oh, no. I think I'm looking at another interface, maybe. 10, 10.
Borderon.
10. Yeah, the built-in debouncing of the Stream Deck is causing a problem, I think. It's making this idea not work so well.
Lady Taranya.
If we could fine-tune what it considers a bounce and change that up a little bit, we might be able to tweak this so it's better.
Borderon.
That part's working now.
Janus. Borderon. Lady Taranya. Shanti.
All right.
Nocturne. Apollo. River. Janus. Nocturne.
Something weird just happened. I hit 1 and then somebody else, then 2. I did 1, 2. Let me do 2, 1.
Shanti.
That considers a double click. I need to also store which one was clicked to make sure it's the same one to actually count it as a double tap. That's what I need to do. I actually need my breakpoint here. I need it in both places. So we'll hit the 4 there. We need to say the double tap creature equals my in-game creature. All right, so this is my double tap creature right there. Here we need to do this. If in-game double tap creature is equal to in-game creature, then we're good and we're doing a toggle talking piece. But if not, then we want to hide we want to go get the hiding code from here. We want to hide the in-game creature. So if the in-game creature is on screen and we're coming in here and we've hit another creature instead, we want to hide the in-game creature that's on screen and we want to also hide the double tap creature. I think if my logic and understanding of this is correct. And then we want to set double tap creature to null. Actually, we want to set double tap creature to null here. And I guess we should also do a, well, what's going on here? Let's do a get out of here if this isn't, if that's null in there. I think we're hiding both creatures. Boom, boom. Because we only set the timer if they're on screen. What happens when you tap a creature, double tap creature A, double tap creature B? Tap creature A, double tap. Oh, you're right. We're going to hide. This is maybe not what we want to do. I don't really have the ability to do that. Bam, bam, bam. That is going to be not supported. Not supported is what I'm going to say. Not supported. It's going to, or it's going to fail. That's what's going to happen.
Fail!
That's what's going to happen. That's what it's going to look like. Okay. And then in the timer, we need to clear it. Double tap teacher or tap creature. We need to set this to null here. I think that's the fix. Let's see. Let's run it. All right. So now I want to hit 2 and then 9 very quickly together, and they should both go away. Maybe clear the breakpoints. All right, they both went away. Let's bring them back up. 2, 9 again. Now let's double tap on 2. 1, 2.
Nocturne.
Good. We didn't get rid of 1. Why is that? Why did we not get rid of 1's highlighting? I just double tapped it again and I was trying to, yeah, the double tapping's not working. I'm so bummed. It's almost as if it's like gets in a state where it's like
Janus.
half the time it works really well and half the time it does not. And I'm wondering, wait, do I have a Boolean flag switch somewhere here that's changing the way this is working?
Shanti.
Like there, it just worked really well.
Janus.
Oh, that was too fast. That one was too fast. It felt fast for me.
Shanti. Janus.
And now 2 and then 9. Bring up 2.
Nocturne.
Yep, I'm about to end it.
Janus.
It's kind of working. It's working well enough.
Borderon. Lady Taranya.
Like now it feels like it's working really well.
Nocturne.
I'm hitting him pretty quickly.
Shanti. Janus.
Yeah, it's. I don't have a lot of faith in the dome.
Lady Taranya.
I'm a little bit worried that on another person's machine. Yeah, there we go. I just meant to double click the 10 to give it. Yeah, that's not the problem. Is the side effect if the clicks aren't timed correctly is kind of it's got a penalty. There's a penalty associated with it. The color's good. I think I'm just going to need another set of buttons. So what I think I'm going to need to do the toggling on it. All right, let's go get you a raid. Let's see who's out there. Who's out there in the world that we're going to send you to. Oh, a lot of people working right now. Instaflop, Bob there, the builder. And 6 pods are showing up right now. We'll send you over to Bald, do the builder, kids. All right, Coding Gorilla, see ya. See you, buddy.
Check in the house.
you're out of the house. See you, Jetsam.